I do believe
Well,
the
how do
stream.
you?
Okay, guys. Hello, darlings and dears of the internet, and welcome to tonight's episode of DieRole.
Woo! Hello.
Woo!
Welcome.
Is this when you start screaming?
Ah,
Very special guest.
Who's grunting?
That's
Okay,
terrible.
hold up. Hold up.
oh, there's an echo because you're
That's-
listening to the stream out loud.
Yeah.
And now there's nothing.
Good? Does it sound good, hun? Hello?
She's gonna test.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Ah!
What
happened?
Well,
boy. Well, it wouldn't be a DieRole stream without some immediate technical difficulties. Now would it, boys?
Well, how's that Smash game going, Max?
she
Yeah.
said it's quiet. And now Miguel. He's got him off the edge, but he was able to recover very quickly.
Who's Miguel
Let's
playing
see.
as?
He went for that grab, but he missed. He's playing as Corrin, so he uses that side B a lot. Oh my gosh! Oh, he almost got killed by Richter there, but no. Richter using a lot of projectiles, as most Richter players do. He's at 120 with 2 stock left. Miguel currently does not have the stock.
Shockingly good Smash commentary, Max. I know exactly what's going on.
Oh, he gets hit with that Darren being grabbed.
Everybody, please
Oh.
talk.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, hi, hello, darlings and dears.
According to his contemporary
Oh,
Jerome,
that's
Episode
perfect.
31.
ancient
Oh,
faith
gosh.
is used as Jonathan.
I'm
What?
fine.
How am I quiet? I'll turn myself up more.
Am I
than
quiet?
this.
Nick is fine.
Sweet.
Nick is
How
fine.
about me?
Max is fine.
I turned myself way up.
Cody, please talk.
Hello.
Don't
Oh, wait, that
talk
was
normally.
Hello.
Yeah, talk like
Hello.
Oh gosh. Oh boy. Do I just
Danny is still
do I
Wyatt.
just need to be
that's weird.
right up here? Do I just need to have this be happen? Why am I quiet?
That doesn't make sense because I can hear you fine.
I don't know. I can hear
We gotta
Danny.
get
So-
some more.
Well,
We gotta get some
Just
better
talk
tech.
Talk
strong.
strong, Cody.
the guys will just have to listen closely. to your Granny.
Yeah, you just have
I'm
to
Cody and I'm
not
strong.
talk over me. I'm right. Do I need to take off my mic things? Hold on. This might sound bad.
Your screen.
Hold
Oh,
on.
it's weird to me that on Discord we can hear you fine, but on the stream you're quiet.
Is this any better? Stream? Discord? I took one. Admittedly, I did have 2 mufflers on my microphone.
Huh.
Do I just need to project?
I can hear you fine.
Okay.
Still quiet comparatively.
What? She sounds fine to me.
She sounds fine to me too, but I think it's the stream. For some reason on the stream specifically,
Let me
she's
turn
quiet.
myself up more. Hello. Is this good?
It might be
talking
the
at a normal
streams.
volume.
It might be the streams. Oh no, I'm louder.
What is
Oh
happening?
no, I'm louder.
Hello, darlings and dears of the internet. Welcome to tonight's episode of DieRole. Also, I turn my head a lot.
I could hear that.
Is
Yeah,
that
I can
better?
hear you pretty well.
Okay.
Okay. She said that's way better.
Okay, cool.
They're better.
Okay. Hi. Hey, hi, hello. Please rejoin the call.
Yes.
Who wants to hear me unsheath my sword?
Do it.
I don't. Sure.
Yeah!
Wow.
Sword, sword, sword,
Whoa!
sword, 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 sword. Is that speaking
She said-
enough?
What was that?
Yeah, you sound great on stream.
Cool. Okay. Please
Nick.
re-enter the call. Yes?
Was
Oh,
that
wait.
an actual sword, or are you practicing?
Of course, it's a sword.
It was an
But,
actual
like-
sword. I bought a Russian sword.
What's the job where you make sound effects for movies?
I bought a Russian sword.
Foley.
Fully.
Yeah. I was like, is he practicing to become a
Uh,
professional nat?
Hi, back. I'm Granny. We're streaming. This is live.
All right, I think
Okay.
we're good.
Okay, cool.
Yay.
It is still I have my volume up all the way,
Breaking bones.
even in
Are you
Twitch.
That's usually how I have to do it for Twitch streams, to be honest. TBH.
That's fine.
Okay.
Breaking bone. Breaking bone.
The
That's the
big
thing to
heartbreak.
Okay.
Kevdo.
Can you afford to have Nicholas Cage?
It's your turn to bring the snacks.
What an honor to have Nicholas Cage here with us.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage 420.
Mhm.
Exactly.
Hey,
Good man. Good
indeed.
dude.
Okay. So, who wants to help us recall what happened last time on DieRole?
Allie?
Me. No, I'm just kidding.
I am definitely qualified.
What's up, Allie? Yeah.
Okay. If none of you goofers want to do it, I'm gonna roll a dice to pick. So either volunteer or I'm gonna pick
Can
you.
you start?
Sure.
I'll go.
How about we do wild card? I'm number 6, so if you roll a 6, I get to just choose what happened, even though I don't know what happened.
Cody, you appeal to my sense of chaos, but I think no, Pam or Darius, whoever wants to go first. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Darius.
Okay, I'll start.
Okay.
The refreshing and all kinds of disasters happening.
Yes.
We fought a giant Tarrasque in the walls.
Nice.
They came smashing trees, came one after the other like King Kong mountain through the woods. But it wasn't really there. It was an illusion.
Whoa.
And I used Dispel Magic and it fell apart.
Yep.
We rounded up the 3 or 4 people that were casting the spell, tied them up, and we started to head off to the triumvirate, poking
Yeah.
holes in the sky and pouring water into the city.
Amen Ra was very upset that it was simply a ruse.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Whoa.
Yeah.
So then our distant brothers and sisters found a way back through Greg Nutt's shop.
Well, one of them
me.
did.
You guys have to take it from there.
Yes. Pam, what do
Well,
you remember?
I was just
Wait.
gonna mention that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, to give some context to the Amun Ra comment, that Ashoka at one point used his Oliver roll to turn into Amun Ra, the size of the Tarrasque.
Do you want to explain what an Oliver roll is for our guest?
An Oliver roll in our setting is based on the fact that these people on the screen, if you're watching the stream, Vincent, Darius, Pam, and Vorgana, are actually real people from the quote-unquote real world who got sucked into their old DM's D&D game. That old DM was Oliver, who went missing, and a funeral was held for, who these guys all met up again to go to that funeral and got sucked into this world, and now they realize that when they're in this world, they're somewhat more powerful than the average adventurer,
We can break shit.
and they can bend reality. They can bend
I whispered
reality.
because my mom's upstairs.
We can break shit.
They can do this once per session with an Oliver roll. They also have a variation of this roll called the Chaos roll, which lets them basically roll a d6, and then it'll help them decide if they're able to re-roll a roll within the Dungeons and Dragons rules that was bad, to try and make it better.
I see.
If I was to have re-rolled something, this would have made it a critical failure.
Well,
That
you
would have
didn't
been
put the 1 in, so you just rolled d6.
Yeah.
Dang, Harrison. Oh, wait,
Wow. This is a good indicator of how this session will go. I have a feeling.
No, you
Very well
forgot to
invented.
type in the 1, so it
Not
freaked
1.
out.
What? No, it didn't. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
It does not. Fight me.
Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't know.
All
Right.
right.
Why did you get another 6?
So,
I
have no
if you're looking at the stream, you can see that beneath each of our icons of our lovely talking heads, we have a traveler. This is the real world person, quote unquote, that the person is, and the character is who they are in D&D. Just to clarify that as well. Pam, what happened to you last session?
Well, I just want to mention that Vincent Sparta kicked an old Oracle off a cliff because she wanted to die.
It's true.
Oh, that's goals.
Yeah. Right? Thank
That's
you.
a bucket list there now.
Oh my god. Yeah, so she basically was the Elder Oracle, right?
Mhm.
And he was like, I foresaw that my death, and we just kicked her off a cliff with a bunch of bombs that we were trying to get rid of for literally like 20 episodes.
Yeah.
And we finally did it.
The
Like
solution was so simple. Why did it take so long?
off a cliff with an Elder Oracle.
Exactly.
Sort of kick. Okay.
Nice.
It never fails.
Yes. So we finally got rid of the bombs, which is only one of the threats
Out of
in
how many?
Portland. Oh,
Like infinite.
oh, there's so much in Portland.
There's a lot of shit going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Portland is
And
the city.
bombs are just like wow. Okay,
Bombs
like
are
that, that's a huge threat right
A
there.
lower level threat. to be honest.
Honestly, I just want to say, like,
Bombs are a huge deal.
if I was playing while you guys were actually going and like finding out about all this like shit, I would have just been like, all right, peace.
I'm just saying,
Let
like,
Portland
I would
blow
just nope
up.
out after the bombs.
Let Portland just get destroyed by all this shit.
It ain't worth saving if it's got that much going on.
But yes, so after we took care of the Oracle, we visited Gregnut in his bean workshop.
Yeah.
And he joined us on our adventures. We still don't know why his workshop was in the side of the mountain, but
We don't know why why Gregnut exists. So let's
Yeah.
start there.
We don't, and it's amazing.
We do know why.
Special things to share.
For comedic relief.
Yeah, you know.
He sprouted from
And
the
to break the
bean.
fourth one.
He sprouted from the bean.
Beans, legumes.
The bean.
Yeah, the bean.
Special legumes.
Um,
It's the
but
coffee
yes,
shop.
I ate one of his beans, which, if I remember correctly, it let me kind of visit like an old memory or an old time or place, and it let me stay there and stay there. Yes. Right?
Yeah, so basically you thought of a place where you understood from looking at the beans for a moment, because you had a very high perception roll, or something to that effect, that taking a bite of the black bean would transport you back to a time and place where if you focused on the place, it would take you back to the time when the worst possible thing happened at that place.
Right.
You did that, you rolled a certain number, and because I believe it was middling, you didn't stay in the time when it was the worst possible thing happened. You saw it happen and then kind of fast forwarded through to the present day of that same place.
Right. And that's where I am now.
That
And
is
now
where
I'm
you're
currently separated from Vincent and Gregnut.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Damn.
So Vincent was going to bite the same bean, right?
yes, he was.
Or he was going to stay to investigate the place more. Who knows? Who knows what Vincent wants to do?
Mm-hmm.
He has his trusty sidekick, Gregnut.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of this, somewhat different. At the beginning of the session last week as well, it became evident that Vorgana was not following along with Darius and Ashoka. Vorgana, last you had seen Darius and Ashoka. Ashoka, you were the one who noticed as you ran away that Vorgana's automaton form that had formed in response to his prayer to his god to go where the forge was hottest seemed to have crumpled onto the ground.
I'm dead, guys.
No!
No.
Sorry, keep going.
It's fine. So I think this is where we will pick up. Vorgana,
Yes.
you find yourself coming back to your own physical form, flesh and blood. And as soon as you realize that's where you are, you feel so achy and weird because you've been sitting in the same meditative position for who knows how long.
Dang.
But you kind of look around you. You can feel still the shifting of the water beneath the boat that you're currently in one of the under cabins within. And you start to kind of panic because what happened? You were supposed to be able to stay with your friends for at least another couple of days after you had that bean from Gregnut. That was the point of this prayer. Something must be wrong. What happened?
Oh no.
Okay. What would you like to do?
I would like to try and stand up first and foremost.
You do so. You stand up.
Okay. Okay. I don't have to
Different
roll
levels here.
anything.
No, you stand up
Hasn't
just
been
fine.
that long. Okay.
Constitution
How do
saving
I?
throw.
How do I? Can you explain like how achy I feel?
Um, have you ever sat in a chair and not used your body for like 10 plus hours?
Or sitting on your
I
knees for
think
even
I've
5
been
hours
around there
or for
before.
5 minutes at least.
Yeah.
It's got to have been.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I have, and it's terrible.
Yes. That is kind of where you're at. So even though you've been on the sea for so long, you stand up and immediately kind of stumble to the side like it's the first time you step on a ship because, gosh dang, no, that is not the way you want to be feeling right now.
All right. Yeah.
So what would you like to do?
Okay. So, is there just a singular door?
Yeah, there's a door out of your usual cabin space. You've got your hammock, you've got your small, the little things that you need to pray and meditate in there. You've got whatever other, you've got your hammer, your axe, you've got your things.
Okay. Yeah. That was actually my next question: is if I have my weapons.
You do.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab my weapons
Mhm.
if I don't already have them,
Mhm.
and I'm going to walk out of the door.
Okay. You exit onto the rest of the ship. As you do so, as you ascend the stairs to, are you going just out into the first hallway, or are you going to go up top to see where you guys are at?
I'm gonna go up top.
Okay. As you do, please go ahead and make a perception check for me.
God damn it! Hopefully, there's not a Tarrasque. All right. Sorry. Give me 1 second. I realized I didn't have my thing pulled up. Okay. So. Whoa, did they change this? Oh, okay. I'm on my spells. Okay, so perception. Oh goodness.
Okay.
Dang.
Natural
Nice.
20.
Excuse me.
Natural 20 is an automatic success, and it's the best possible success you can get. PSA. Natural 20 on your perception. As you're coming up out of the bottom part of the ship, you come up onto the deck and you see that it's still relatively, it feels early morning-ish. You're not quite sure. There's a decent fog over the side of the ship where you guys are headed, but you can tell that you're coming in towards something. In the far off distance, you can hear sounds that lend their way to a cityscape, but they're still pretty far off where you can barely make out a horizon of tall buildings in the distance. You also see on deck a man who you've come to know in your time on this ship with dark skin, long braided hair, and skin covered in golden, kind of almost seeming to shift tattoos. You can see that he's just kind of standing there staring off the side. And you, after having kind of been astral projecting / meditating for these past 2 or so days, it's kind of jarring to be back in
That's
your own...
Lily's uncle.
A, shush. B, Iris.
Oh, yeah. Irises.
You guys don't spoil my uncle.
Okay. Okay. And,
Oh goodness, do I know him?
you know his name is Marcus. You don't recognize him as Iris's relation or anything.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
hasn't talked to you a ton about his family or anything, but you know him. You've seen his tattoos. He's kind of weird, kind of cool. You're not too sure. And, but the thing that you can tell most from this perception check is you're pretty sure that in the distance the city is Portwind, but based on what you remember seeing when you were in your automaton form and where you are in your flesh body right now, you are not going to get there in time like this. You need to cheat, you need to pray, you need to do something.
Damn. Okay, I run over. Does Marcus know that I was astral projecting?
He knows you didn't come out of your room for a couple of days.
Oh shoot. Okay. I'm gonna go talk to Marcus really fast.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go run over to him.
As you approach in a hurry, he kind of turns to you and goes, Vorgana, what seems to be the problem? You're kind of intense.
Hey, dude. I need to figure something out fast. Is there any way we can just speed this boat up to get over there real fast?
Well, I mean,
Now.
now? Um, do you, uh, if he like starts
Does anyone
looking
have any
around,
spells?
huh?
Does
What?
anyone have any like just fast spells? Like
Fa-
that can
I
make this boat go boop 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 boop, fast.
I mean, we could try control water if there were enough of us, but it's a pretty big boat, and I don't know how many knots away, how much.
All right, let's water bend this shit out of, back to the
Do
I mean,
you?
not water bend. Just ignore what I said.
Okay. My monk order gives me some access to arcane, but I haven't used it to manipulate the elements like that before. It's not really my specialty. I think you might have something, but it's it's a big boat. You'd need more than one.
Okay. Well, let me try to put this in a way that doesn't, try to freak everyone out on the boat. But there is a Tarrasque over in the port wind right now, and that's where we're heading, and we need to get over there as fast as possible. So if you could start rallying people and figuring something out, we gotta hurry.
He just
We
kind
gotta
of
jam.
blinks at you. Roll a persuasion check for me.
Oh God. I don't know how good I am at persuasion again. Oh, okay. Yes, please, for the love. Yes.
Nice.
Wait. You said Portwind? You said
Yes.
Tarrasque.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
what could we do? They're titans.
I mean, we gotta get over there
There's
because I'm
things
guessing
that are
there's
used
gonna
to
be a huge war.
There are things that are used to fight gods. We can't live. How many people are there? How big is the? I've only ever passed. Oh boy, where was? I'm gonna roll an intelligence check for him to see if he remembers something.
Okay. Come on, Marcus.
Is that where? And you see his face kind of like get serious, and then he just doesn't say anything. He's like, okay, and you see the. Almost like in response, the golden tattoos, like a bunch of words over his arms, almost seem to kind of start like shifting when his muscles tense, and he starts to run across the rest of the ship. Just starts telling, "Okay, everybody, we need to get this boat moving. What do we do? What do we do? Can you? Where have you been? You've been gone for 2 days. What did you do?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
I've been gone for 2 days.
Yes.
Felt a lot longer than that, but I. Oh God, do I?
You said you were going to pray, and then you just were gone. Like, I get I'm a monk. I get it sometimes, but 2 days, no word, you didn't eat.
I wasn't hungry.
That's not Vorgana. Is there anything you can do?
I am looking.
Vorgana, would you like to make either a wisdom or religion check?
Oh goodness. Oh, religion check for sure.
Go for it. Okay. You don't quite grasp it, but it's something like you went down to pray before, and there's something that you did when you felt like you needed more info, and a certain thing that you did, and it's brought you there before, but then you were just out of here all of a sudden, and you don't. Marcus is just.
I relate that. I'm like, I went down to pray and.
Think, man, think.
I'm trying.
Oh my goodness.
I know that I was like some kind of like, I was just like a different person for a little bit.
A different person.
I was me, but I wasn't me, and I was also
we all go
not
through
me.
Things.
Yeah, let's just put it like that. But I also saw the Tarrasque, so we need to like get over there.
Can you do that again? Whatever. So the person who was and wasn't you was where that thing is, and we need to get there. Can you do the thing that you did again? You're being very vague here.
Sure, I can try.
Okay. Do you need to?
My body is all marked up, but I can definitely, hopefully, not die.
You 100% look like you haven't eaten for 2 days.
Can I eat something?
Oh my god. Okay. He like he runs into a different cabin as some of the other members of the crew, just like normal deckhands, start to kind of come onto the ship who were like clearly sleeping before. And he like runs and comes back, and he's got some like hard tack that you eat when you're on a ship, and like a bagel, and he like shoves it at you. Like, here, go.
I eat it like
No-
beef jerky.
No donuts.
Make a Constitution
Darn.
saving throw.
Oh God. Jeez.
Where's the beans when you need
Perfect.
it?
Where's the beans?
Beans are elsewhere. Perfect. You do not choke in trying to eat it too fast, and you have enough energy to pray.
Yes.
Are you going to just sit on the deck and pray, or are you going to try and go back down to your rooms?
Before I ask him anything, or before I just go to my room, I'm like, is there a way that you can see through my own eyes? Is there some kind of spell, or some way I can communicate with you when I go to the other side?
There's a thing I've been working on that I've been working with my my mother with, but it's not fully developed yet, and it. Don't freak out. You have to be willing to do it, or else it may kill you.
Okay.
So you just got to be willing to do it.
Willing to do what? Maybe I should actually, can I rescind that okay and say what is this thing before I say okay to it?
I'm going to be connecting to your key, which is a part of every person. In you, it manifests as divine and arcane energy. And I will be able to sense not necessarily everything you see and feel, but when you access that energy.
Okay, when you're tapped into my key, does that mean that I can die?
Well, you can always die.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, when you go into my key, am I going to die?
If you were wanting to resist it, but if you're okay with it and you allow me access to your key, it's not like I'm forcing it from you.
Okay, all right. I'll definitely, give it a try. If I die, I lived a decent life as an origin man.
What happens when we die in this life?
Okay. Don't just...
We'll find out. Veronica's gonna find out.
So you're willing to do this, correct?
Sure. Yeah.
So that means that you don't have to make any kind of a save. Goes, okay. Stand still and hold
What
your
happened?
arms out a little.
Do you guys hear
Okay.
me?
Yes, Darius,
Hello?
we hear you.
Oh,
You hear us?
not this again.
I'm hearing Darius in my head.
You know he needs help. Okay. Marcus reaches out and he touches between your eyes, under your chin, and like a point on your neck and kind of near your sternum. And he just kind of pushes into you, and you feel this like pulse of energy through you, and you can tell that like his face is very focused. He's concentrating really hard, like he's trying to connect. If you would like to pray now, you think he should be able to kind of go with you. Not entirely, but he'll be able to have kind of like a life link with you.
Okay, I'll definitely try it.
Okay. All right. All right. Are you going to drop down to pray? Do you remember the prayer that you prayed last time?
Ah, fudge. It should be somewhere in my notes.
If you make another religion check for me,
Sure.
while I look for what I sent you.
Ooh, 16.
Nice.
I definitely remember. Kind of, maybe. I'm not sure.
Yeah. You remember the exact phrasing that you had when you prayed the prayer last time.
Uh-huh.
And you're able to kind of, you feel yourself kind of separate from your own body again. And we're going to cut really quick to Vincent.
Yes.
Vincent, what are you doing?
I think I'm not gonna eat the bean.
Okay.
Cause is that fine?
That's
or you
fine.
eat it?
I can go with the flow. I dealt with Amon Ra. Don't worry about me. Just do your thing.
Okay. Because after seeing Pam disappear, I'm just like, Greg, what was that?
Right.
Why did she just disappear out of my arm?
Because she ate the bean.
What does the bean do?
It makes people disappear.
What do you mean? That's so vague.
That makes people.
I mean, I just thought it was common knowledge. I
Is
thought she
she-
wanted to disappear to the worst place she could have imagined.
Is she dead?
No.
Then where is she?
I don't know. What do you think is the worst place you could have imagined?
I don't know. I'm not a mind reader.
Well, neither am I. I'm just a bean maker and a blacksmith.
I'm just a bean maker.
Well, is there
Have
any
some
way?
beans? Some normal beans?
Is there?
Bless
Bless
you.
you. Is there? Is there any way we can track where the bean sent her?
Oh,
Don't you
certainly.
have any other? Oh, whoa.
Anyway,
No, wait. Is there a way to track her?
I could tap into my bean senses.
Okay. Please do that.
Now, technically, this is only theoretical and is considered not true among the inner bean circle, but I believe it can happen. But I'm
Okay.
going to need some help.
All right. What do I need to do?
First, we need to make
Oh, boy.
a secure magic circle. This one will do fine.
Which one?
The one I already have conveniently drawn on the floor.
It's just a circle.
Oh.
It's a rug.
Is that? It's a magic rug though?
No, it's just a normal rug in the shape of a circle. Very geometrically pleasing.
Great.
I bought it at the market.
Greg, now,
Hang
is
on.
this actually gonna work?
Theoretically, let me just write down I need to remember to buy more bean materials at the market. Okay. Now then, you must enter the circle.
Oh my gosh.
Is
Are you
Greg
in the
not just
circle?
trying to be the DM?
It's a rug. What do you mean enter the circle?
You gotta step within the circle rug.
Okay.
Okay, whatever. I do it.
Okay, now hang on. Hold this hammer.
Okay.
Hold this salt. This bag of
Okay.
salt.
All right.
Now whatever happens, again, this is theoretical.
Where did you get this bag of salt from?
I have my bags. Tours. I need tours.
You just always have salt on you?
I mean, yeah, it's a how do you, what would you call it from where you're from? It's a oxidizer for my smithing.
It's a
For your what?
chemical reactant.
For all those blacksmiths out there, it's not true, but whatever. I need salt, okay? I like to eat salt.
Okay.
Look at me.
Oh. Huh. I don't know how to feel about
For
that.
reference, Gregnet is a very overweight, very short goblin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, now, whatever happens, you don't drop the hammer and don't spill the salt.
Okay.
Okay, now I want you to repeat that to me.
I will not drop the hammer. I will not drop the salt or spill the salt.
I
said- Point my-
Oh my god, okay, listen. Are you listening?
I am listening.
I'm.
Okay, say it with me.
Are you like on my shoulder talking directly
Yes.
into my ear?
Shh.
Please get off. No, please. I'm not gonna listen to you unless you get off my shoulder.
Okay. Repeat after
You're
me.
not. You're still on my shoulder.
Okay,
Oh my
repeat
goodness.
after me.
Okay.
I will not drop the hammer,
I will not drop the hammer,
and I will not spill the salt.
and I will not spill the salt.
And this last part is the most important.
Okay. And this last part is the most important.
No, don't repeat that.
Why not?
It's not. That's not what you need to repeat.
Okay. What's the last part?
Okay. The last part is you will not let the bad voices in your head.
Not let the bad voices in my head.
Yes. If you drop that hammer and you spill the salt and you exit the magic circle, the bad voices will get in your head. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's do this. Okay. I'm so nervous. Okay. All right. You ready?
Yes.
Okay.
I immediately threw the salt on the. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
Okay, how do I want to make this happen?
Okay. So I'm gonna start doing the magic bean chant,
All right.
and stuff should go down.
Okay.
Okay.
You ready, Mac? I mean, you.
What?
Are you ready, Darius?
I'm not Darius.
Okay.
Who are you?
Also, who? Matt? Who?
Sorry, I have a friend. Another blacksmith friend.
Yes, you do,
Wait,
Greggy.
you have other friends? I mean,
You
okay,
ready,
let's get
Oliver?
this over with.
Greg Nut,
Yes.
roll and okay. Nick, you the real person. Write this down.
Let me grab my sticky note
Okay.
from Office Depot
Office Depot.
or Depot, whatever. Okay, go ahead.
In the future, when
In
rolling,
the
not the whole
future-
sentence.
Okay.
Archon.
This is just transferred over into the real world.
And by the way, yes, Allie, every campaign does have a Greg Nut. This is normal.
He is a main cast member now. He's been upgraded.
Greg Nut has +8 to Arcana checks about bean magic.
Plus
Wow.
8
Love
to Arcana checks about bean magic.
Yes. So roll 1d20 plus 8.
Bean magic. Okay. Here we go. So 1d20 plus 8.
Yes.
Oh no.
Is it okay? Don't yell at me, but is it slash roll or roll slash?
Slash roll.
Slash roll.
Oh my god.
I think Cody is dying. That's why he's muted.
Here we go. 22.
Nice.
Okay. So, Vincent, you hold the salt. You don't spill it. You hold the hammer. And you feel yourself start to it's almost like you're growing roots. It's almost like you're going down. And as you start to feel that, you start to feel yourself slip away from this place. Pam, make a perception check for me.
Okay. So I'm in the tunnels now again, right?
Did you exited the room? We
I'm
can
still
say
in the
that you
room.
did.
Okay, I thought.
We can say that you did. We can say that you pulled Maud's cart full of all the stuff she'd lost up out of the room, and you're making a perception check. Does that sound good?
Yes.
Okay. So you've collected Maud's various items. Perception check around. You can instantly see that the tunnels in this area have been torn apart. The purple worms here have been going to town. Rowan, could you make a stealth check for me, please?
Okay.
Wait, who?
Shush.
Who?
Wait, what? New
Dun,
character?
dun, dun.
Okay, hold up. That's me.
It is me.
I'm rolling for Rowan.
Mhm.
Oh wait. Okay, hold up. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
So, Rowan, you are Rowan, you are hidden behind a turn in one of these newly constructed, kind of torn through tunnels underneath this space. You've been this way a few times. You've collected various things from either people passing by or things left behind from those who were unfortunate in the path of the purple worms, but you got your stuff. And as you're kind of lingering around here, maybe 30 or so feet away, you see from under the ground, part of the metal of the floor has been pulled back from where it went from stone to metal, pulled back, and a red tiefling in a purple poncho came out, carting a cart full of magical-looking goodies. And she is all by herself.
This makes Snake and I happy. I have a snake, y'all.
Nice.
Say this out loud.
Yes, I talk to myself.
But you're Who's whispering in the night?
No. With a 29, she can talk to herself all she wants, and you do not hear her. Okay, so Pam and Rowan, what would you like to do?
I'm just wandering along, just minding my own business. Doo, 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 doo.
I'm gonna take what I can without her realizing or him
Okay.
realizing.
It's me. I'm a girl. Pam.
Pam. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so Pam, you're trying to get a good sense of what's gone on here because of the purple worms as they've been going. Rowan, as you move closer, I need you to make a fresh stealth check to see whether or not you're able to hide while she's actively still by the cart. Also, Pam, have you inspected the goods of the cart at all, or you were just focused on bringing it out?
Yeah, I'm kind of just freaked out, like spooked.
Is it possible for me to send in my snake to assess what's in the cart?
Sure. I will say make an animal handling check.
Okay, that's
Because
also,
that might be a better move.
that's a straight D20.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay, let's see.
Okay, so you let the snake slither off of your shoulders and kind of slowly starts to approach.
Whoa, was that a snake? Do I notice a snake?
No, it's a worm.
Let's see. Let's see. I did not get snake stats. I can look up snake stats, or we can give it Jacques stats. But Jacques is loud and annoying, so that's different. Hold on.
It's my five-eyed pug.
You're not the only one who wanted a pet.
Wait, can I?
My snake named Snake.
Well, he's not gonna be a
Well,
Yeah, I love it.
Snake.
yeah, his name is Snack.
Snake.
After Big Boss Snake.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. Snake yourself.
Is Snake the one with the eye patch?
Yeah, I
Snake has
mean,
an eye
there's
Snake
other
has a
people with
mustache
eye
on
patches.
his scales. Like
Okay.
it's like a mustache shape on his scales.
Perfect.
You can make a stealth
very
check for the snake. The snake stealth is +4.
Wow. Ridiculous. So that.
Okay, so Pam, as you're searching around the area, you watch as a tiny, a like medium-sized snake kind of slithers up the side of one of the pins holding up the cart.
What the?
This
I
little
just like
tongue
kind of
sticks out
raise
at
my
you.
hand a little bit towards it. I just smack it off.
Make an attack roll.
Ew! Ew! Ugh! Ew!
Roll with
I
your
hate-
strength or dex modifier.
Okay.
I would like to point out that Snake is obviously distressed at this.
Of course.
Get off my goods.
You do not hit this snake at all. It darts away from you, still on the cart, and just hisses at you like, "How dare you!"
Ew! Ew!
I'm quietly cheering in the darkness.
What are you? Ew!
Stop
Ew!
it.
I
Snake-
hate snakes after the worms.
The snake does the little like wiggle thing that snakes do, almost like a cat that's getting ready to pounce, and is gonna try to bite at you. Roll 1d20 +6.
For the snake?
Yeah, to try and hit you, Pam.
+6.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'm dead, y'all.
You take 1 piercing damage as it gets its little teeth into your arm, and then roll 3d4.
3D for damage?
Uh-huh.
Yeah!
So you take
Dang,
7 damage in
2d4.
total.
Jeez.
So that's. I can do math. Okay. Can I do math?
Rowan, you see all this go down. You send out your harmless little snake, and then she tries to hit it, and then it rightfully bites her. But you have to decide how you want to behave in this situation.
Can I just grab it? Is it still like biting me?
Yes, it's on you.
Can I try to pull it off and throw it?
If she tries to pull it off and throw it, then I would like to make myself known.
Okay. You see her start to reach for your snake to try and like grab it, and you step out of the darkness. And
Stop it! That is my snake.
I just like grab onto my whip. Who's there?
It is me,
Okay.
the ruler of the tunnel.
What?
Look below you, or
The-
look down.
The doctor?
Look down. I am the almighty halfling. How much shorter am I than Pam?
halfling is like, I'll say like 3'6", so pretty short.
And I am.
You're like 5'5", I'd say roughly.
So significantly smaller.
Significantly smaller. And you're still clothed in like, you have armor that you pilfered off someone, but aside from that, you're still in the like rags that they had you in the dungeon. So you've got like
Ew.
this cool stolen stuff, but then the rest of it is not good.
Ew, you stink.
Well, yes, I live in the tunnels with the worms.
You control the worms?
Uh,
You have this snake.
I
Control the worms?
I control what I want to.
Whoa.
How
Give me
close?
back my snake.
Take your snake. I don't like it. I just like.
Come back.
I'm just trying to wiggle it off my arm.
Snake says he does not like you.
Yeah, when the snake
I don't
returns to you, he like whines around your shoulders like,
Snake is not happy. Why are you
is she
here?
so cruel to me, Mother?
Snake wants to know why you're.
Why is she so cruel?
Mother Life.
Oh my god.
Also, is it possible that I could have stolen something while she was talking to me?
You would have to make a sleight of hand check versus a perception check from Pam.
So, okay. Plus 12. Fuck that. Okay.
She's a
Okay, so
rogue.
this is
That's what she does.
this is Rowan's.
Mhm.
Whoa.
Never mind. What's even the point? My perception is just plus 5, so it's fine.
I stole this from your cart.
What? What the?
Rowan holds up
to
a
me.
belt with several pouches on it, like 8 pouches on a belt, which is a lot, and they all look like they're full,
my
like they're
gosh.
weighted.
This will be
hey.
great help to me down here with the worms.
Can I try to swipe it from her?
Make contested
I
athletics
run
checks.
away back into the darkness.
Wait.
Pam, you try to make an athletics check to try and grab it. Rowan, you make a dexterity check to try and run away first.
Oh, 5. Wait, what is it? Dexterity for?
Rowan, yeah.
There's no way.
I'm a
No way.
Light-footed halfling. Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So she dashes
no.
back like 10 feet out of your range, and I imagine you're still holding it up. Just be like, no.
Okay. Can I try to? Well, I'm just like, whatever. Okay, I don't need this. It's just one bag.
I'm coming back for you later.
What the? I just like look.
You haven't seen the last of me or my snake.
Listen, hey. Wait, I have questions for you.
What?
Please. I just. Why are you here in the tunnels? These are very evil tunnels.
I live here.
You live? How long have you lived here? It looks like you've.
Well, what's the date?
What's the date?
Yeah.
What's the date? It's the day
It's
of the
dark down here
refresh.
always. I
Damn,
don't
what's
know.
the date?
I dig tunnels, you know? Like,
What?
that's what I do. And I steal things.
You haven't though. These tunnels have been here for a long time.
That's what you
How old
think.
are you? Where are your parents?
What? I'm definitely stealing more stuff from you now.
Hey, can I see her at this point?
She kind
My
of
voice
Yeah.
yeah, she crept back
Make a
behind a
point,
wall, but
yeah.
she's making a point of being around enough that you know she's there, just to taunt you.
Listen, you and I should. No, but seriously, you have not built these tunnels. These tunnels have been here a while.
say that to my escape route.
What?
Huh?
Wait, you know how to get out of here?
Maybe.
Why are you down here? You shouldn't be up there. There's a lot of stuff going on up there.
I know, that's why I came down here.
Why have you been in the tunnels?
You
can be honest with me. Can I make an insight check?
Yeah.
Wait, no, I'll wait.
I'll tell you because you can't defeat me anyway. I escaped prison.
Oh.
Yeah. Me and my snake both escaped prison.
They let you have your snack? Why didn't you just use your snack to escape from prison?
I met my snake in prison.
Oh.
Whoa.
Was your snack also a prisoner?
Yes.
Oh, what did your snack
Mother, they were so cruel to me.
Why are you asking me? You can ask my snake.
Okay, snack, why were you in prison?
He doesn't like.
I can't understand what you're saying. I don't speak snack.
He doesn't like you anyway. He doesn't want to tell you his life story.
Yes, Mother, I don't like this one.
What the? Why are you laughing?
Also, I stole something else from your cart just now.
Make another
I just like
slide.
stand in front of the cart,
Yeah,
and I'm just kind of like guarding it.
Okay, make another sleight of hand check, Rowan.
Just and then perception check for me.
Sure, yeah.
What's the point? Okay, wait. There's a chance. There's a chance. Okay. I don't like Rowan.
Rowan, you find yourself holding a like pretty heavy looking mace. You don't think you'll be able to use it, but you can probably sell it.
The mace?
Yeah.
I took it just because I knew it would bother her.
What did you take? What did you take?
I took this heavy mace.
Is that the mace? Wait, do I know if it's the mace or not?
Make a quick investigation check of the card to see if you would see it otherwise. If you get a 10, Okay.
Yeah.
You're pretty suspicious of it, but you feel like it might just be paranoia, but you don't know how many other mazes that Maud has.
What does it look like?
I can use this to bash in some walls. Cool.
Oh, I doubt you're that strong. You're very small.
I'm definitely gonna steal from you now.
Listen. I can help you.
How can you help me? I'm the one stealing from you.
But I mean, you have to have some limitations, right?
Well, apparently you think my size is a limitation.
Isn't it?
I'm pretty messed up.
I mean,
Mother,
okay.
mother, how far north have we made the tunnels, mother?
Your stats are out of this world.
Thank you. The first compliment you've given me since you got here.
You're not very strong. This I know. Can I make an insight check?
Sure, make an insight check. 17. Rowan, if you want, you can make a straight charisma check, or if you're trying to deceive her somehow, you can make a deception check.
I think Rowan is a very honest thing, except for because like she'll tell you when she's stealing from you. Her dishonesty is that she steals, but she's honest about stealing.
That's pretty fun. Okay. Just charisma then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Suck it.
Then Pam, you understand this about Rowan. She's told you every time she's stolen something so far. She probably does like live in these tunnels to some extent and is using them for something to probably get away further. It's a pretty clear picture. You're not sure beyond, like, you don't know what she went to prison for, but...
I have my reasons.
Rowan.
Yes.
You've been pretty honest with me up until this point, so why can't you just answer the very few questions I have for you?
Can you ask them again? I forget.
Okay, I was just wondering why you're down here. Besides for having been in the prison, like, why can't you just leave? Not that you should right now, because there's danger up there, but why?
You answered your own question.
Because there's danger?
Yes.
Oh.
And these tunnels are actually quite useful to me.
Have you seen anything weird down here?
You mean besides the worms?
Yeah, besides the worms.
No, it's dark.
Rowan, if you want to make a wisdom or perception check in reverse to see if you have seen anything else in the tunnels, go ahead.
Okay. Wisdom. Or what?
Or perception.
Okay. They're both 0. Okay.
Nice. In the past, you've kind of coordinated your movements on occasion with other escaped prisoners, and on occasion just taking note of different occasional guard routes. Like, this is a tunnel that was pre-constructed, so you know to avoid it typically, aside from times like this when it's kind of fallen into disrepair because of everything going on up top. And you've seen in the past, you saw some people bringing big, weird, metal-looking egg-shaped things through here before, which was not great, but you were able to avoid them, so that's fine. Aside from that, you can see that there's enough of these pre-constructed tunnels that you think there must be one that leads all the way around the city and kind of out, and you were trying to find the northernmost point of that to dig forward from to get to the underground of a place beyond Portwind. So,
okay.
Yes.
So please ask your question again.
In these tunnels, because there's a lot of weird stuff going on in these tunnels.
Yes.
Okay.
You mean besides the big round metal things and
Oh yeah, those are taken care of.
Okay. I mean besides other prisoners like myself coming through here.
Wait. Other prisoners?
Yeah.
Well, so you're not the only one that has escaped?
Oh no, there was a few of us. I'm just the one who stayed because I'm trying to get somewhere.
Where are you trying to get to?
How do I know I can trust you?
I
I guess I have the advantage here. Okay, I'm trying to get to the northernmost point of the tunnels.
Okay, what for?
I don't usually come over here. You're lucky that I was here.
I'm lucky that you're stealing from me?
I'm sure you would have gotten lost unless I came here.
I know where I'm going. I've been in these tunnels.
But I've changed them a little bit since then.
Oh god.
I have my own tunnels.
Okay. So do you control the worms or not?
I don't think anyone controls the worms.
No, I'm sure.
I've never tried. How's that?
Okay.
I've never tried.
I wouldn't recommend it.
I just avoid them, to be honest.
How do you avoid the worms?
Well, I'm quite small,
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. And I kind of avoid these main tunnels.
Okay. So wait, okay, back up. Other prisoners.
Mm-hmm.
What other prisoners? Do you know their names? Do you know what they look like? Sweet.
Mother,
Yeah.
Mother, it was the pale
might-
one.
Huh?
Mother, it was the tall, pale one. And
Snake. Hold on. There might be a way that you can jog my memory. But what else you got in the cart?
What the? Wait, why are you talking to your snake?
Snake. Okay, snake.
Can you speak snake?
I can speak when I choose to.
If you can speak snake, can you speak to the worms? They're kind of like snakes.
I've never tried, but they all slither, so maybe.
You can talk to things that slither.
Well, I am a slithery, sneaky person. So
Okay, that's okay.
we are like-minded.
Okay. You're very.
Any more answers will require payment.
What? But this isn't even my stuff to give. It's my friend's.
Well, then you shouldn't be worried about giving it away then.
What?
It's not yours that you're losing.
But she's my friend. I mean, I've tried to steal from her, but maybe you and I are more alike than we think, Rowan.
I think maybe so.
So wait, what does that mace look like? Wait, it's dark. Oh, okay.
I understand that it's heavy.
Listen, I need a very important mace. But anyway, we can discuss that later. Okay, actually, you make a good point. What do you want?
What do you have?
It's dark.
Wait,
Wait, I have dark vision. What am I talking about? Okay.
Do you have any clothes?
Do you want
Do a quick
makeover?
investigation check at the cart.
Oh,
I'm still
am I
in my
gonna
prison
give?
clothes.
Am I gonna give Rowan a makeover?
I just want some nice clothes, okay?
Listen, I will find something
You
for
find
you.
some cloth. You find some things that might have been Maud's curtains at one point that she didn't want to part with. They've got a pattern of like a bunch of really tiny birds on them, like you would see in a grandma's house. You see like
Can I
Mhm.
just real quick before we continue? I have a proficiency in disguises, so I'm probably really good with clothes.
Okay.
So can this makeover happen, or can it happen?
I feel like Pam will be pretty confident in whatever she puts Rowan in will be an improvement from what Rowan is currently in, which is some pilfered armor and rags.
Emphasis on rags.
Okay.
It's very damp down in these.
I mean,
tunnels.
I think I do still have like fine clothes and stuff. I do actually. Hey, I mean, I don't have to use any of this stuff. Do you want some of my clothes? I think something might fit you here.
I would like clothes. Yes.
Okay. Should I guess roll for that? I don't know. I don't know if I have to.
Sure. Roll straight up and down d20 to see how good your makeover is.
Amazing. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Come on.
Oh no.
So
Can I make a chaos roll?
if you want, roll a d6 to see if you're able to re-roll that.
Huh!
Okay.
No.
Let me see how that goes.
Oh no.
Let me
Oh,
find
no.
the chart.
Oh no. Can't believe I just wasted my chaos roll session.
That was my goal.
Trying
all
to give
along.
you a makeover.
You fool.
You know nothing.
You may re-roll with disadvantage.
Oh
Is what the two
god.
means.
No. Okay. Oh, that didn't change.
Disadvantage roll again. You might get a natural one.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Nothing
you
changed.
you pull some fine clothes out of your pack and you realize that they're just way too big for Rowan at the size that she currently is. So you like make her up as best you can, but she ends up looking like it makes her look smaller, and she looks somewhere between like when you try to put the Build-A-Bear clothes on a Barbie doll, and also somehow the kid with too many layers on before he goes out in the snow. It's not a good vibe, but it's clothes.
This is not suitable for me.
Okay, well, you try to fix it up. I gave you the clothes. Now you do something with it. This is teamwork.
14.
Rowan, we can be.
Well, then let's fix my clothes and we'll see what happens.
Okay, can you help me?
I don't have anything sharp. I just have blunt objects. Bash the wall.
Rowan, would you like to make a quick intelligence check for me?
Okay, yes, she will. Well,
Okay. You feel like there's something you know how to do, but you're forgetting. Like it's on the tip of your tongue. At this point, your snake has like coiled in your hair as like an accent piece while the rest of the clothes work was happening. And he just kind of like wriggles around on your head. Jacques is like just making sniffing noises from near you, Pam. Yes?
Can I attempt to kind of cut in certain places to make it fit better?
Let's see. What check would that be? Make.
I just want clothes that don't smell damp, you know?
Yeah, that would be nice. You smell bad, dude.
Dude, I live down here.
Okay, dude, why were you in prison, dude?
Dude, like, I don't even want to talk about it, okay?
Dude, you still haven't... Okay, dude. Who did you see escaping with you, first of all, dude? I gave you clothes.
I think that my snake remembers better than I do. Let me
Smooth.
Should we trust this red one? Don't you like her now that she has given you the fabric of the body?
Are you actually communicating with your snake right now?
Snake, can you please repeat that? She was rudely talking over you.
Mother, do you like this red one? Should we help her now that she has given you the fabric of the body?
Of the
body.
Mother!
Nick, I hear you. And I think that we shall. I do what my snake says, not the other way around.
Okay.
As you will it, Mother. It was the tall, pale one with the shaved head. And
it was a tall, pale one with a shaved head.
Okay. I'm literally right in front of you. You don't have to yell.
But you don't understand Snick, so okay.
Okay, jeez.
And the small tattooed man, whoever else we ran too fast to see.
The small petite man.
Tattooed
man. Wow, Pam, I guess you speak snake too.
What? Wait, I never gave you my name. Did I?
Snick knows. Nick saw it on your cart.
There's no what? There's nothing on this cart.
Oh no. Snick, can you please repeat that last one to me?
The small tattooed man. The others, we ran too fast to see.
And we ran too fast to see the others. Well, they ran fast. I was too small to keep up.
Lightfoot?
Not compared to them, though. Plus, I was scared, so. On the tunnel.
Okay, so there were 2 people you saw.
At least.
Correct? Do you
Yes.
remember?
Yes, it was at least 2.
Okay, do I recognize these people?
Make a wisdom check to try and remember anybody that you ran into in the dungeons.
Okay. Because I know
small, bald, tattooed man.
Because I know we talked to the old leader, of Doxmaeus, but I'm not sure if it would be the same.
Okay. You do feel like you recognize them as the person that you, while Vincent was attaching himself to Zeno and Bino, you were getting to know this other fellow from Doxmaeus, and you think that roughly matches the description, a small tattooed man. Yeah. And then the other person was the person who was throwing rocks into the kind of alert function of the fountain was a tall Aasimar person who was relatively pale. Could have just been from being under the ground, but yeah. So,
well,
do my vague descriptions help you?
Yes, we're all gonna die. Doxmaeus rises again, and we might as well just leave, Rowan.
So you mean that our biggest threat aren't the worms?
I think it's tied together somehow, Rowan. I know your name, right? We introduced each other, right?
Yes.
Okay.
This is Snake.
This is Jacques.
Okay.
You see
the snake like Jacques and vice versa.
Yes. Both of you make animal handling checks.
Okay. Yours isn't very good. Mine's deliciously good. Boop. Well, oh my god, I hate this. What is happening? I told you that was going to be...
Oh.
They both seem very wary of each other. Like, Jacques comes closer and tries to, like, slobber on Snake, and Snake is immediately,
Mother, no. The strange beast with many eyes. Mother, no.
Mother, no.
All right. Well, Rowan, let me attempt to make these clothes fit better somehow.
If you do that, I'll give you your stuff back.
Really? I also have food, I think, if you want some food.
I'm a kleptomaniac, not a thief.
Wait.
Wait, what? Wait, isn't that the same thing?
I give it back! You don't automatically give it back. Kleptomaniacs just take things, but it's not presumed that they always keep them.
Do you have this conversation a lot?
She doesn't understand.
I have a condition.
Okay.
Have a condition.
Where did this start, Rowan?
Too many questions.
Oh, okay. Well,
I
maybe
just met you.
if I fix your clothes and I fit your clothes for you, will you tell me?
I mean, I was born with it. Like, I don't know what else to tell you.
Well, you know, sometimes it's like developed, you know.
No, I mean, it's just.
Oh,
like...
okay. No, that's fine. You don't have to explain anything. That's fine.
Okay.
Dude, it's fine.
Okay,
It's
Pam,
fine.
to help fix her clothes, I'll say either make a performance or a sleight of hand check.
I can use this
Okay.
belt that I stole to hold up the clothes.
Okay. Wait. Okay, that's fine. I don't think Mod needs that belt.
Fine.
You're able to trim it just right, and the belt is the perfect accent piece.
Yay! No more damn clothes.
No more damp clothes. The clothes actually fit over your armor, so it's like harder to see, easier to move. They're pretty nice to like move around in as a rogue. It's kind of like a deep burgundy color that's almost black but not black. It's cool.
I
Excited.
I actually stole this from someone that I used to run with back in the day.
Very similar.
I think we are, Rowan. I think you and I will get along very well.
Did we just become best friends?
I think so.
Rowan, do you rifle through the belt at all? It's many pocketed.
That shouldn't even be a question. Of course I do.
Okay.
I'm curious what will happen.
Go ahead. Roll like a D8 for me.
Okay. Whoop. Oops. Well, I just got out of roll 20. Hang on. What are you doing with that belt there? Really? Okay.
There's some stuff in here. It's dark still,
All
so I don't know what I'm
right.
looking at yet.
Excellent.
I have to feel it in my fingies.
Okay.
It's like the
Nice.
haunted house boxes.
Okay. Now I'm ready to roll. Okay.
If that sentence made sense at all. Yes? Okay. So you pick the second pocket from the left. You dig your hand in for a second. You kind of feel nothing, and then, like it materializes, you reach in and you pull out two things. In between your ring finger and pinky is like a business card, and pinched between your index finger and thumb is a banana peel. That you're like, okay.
I'm just like, ew.
Yeah, you toss it on the ground immediately. And
That's
plan,
for the worst.
plan it for later. And you flip the business card over in your hand.
Pam,
We're
do you
handing out business cards now.
Well,
Pam,
I mean,
Pam, can you like bring that light over here?
there's no light, first of all, but I can see in the dark.
Well, can you read this then?
What? Okay, let me see.
I can read in the dark, but I don't want to ask him.
Oh, why? Oh, okay. So can you speak snake, or is it?
What?
No, nothing. No, it's fine. I take the business card.
You flip it over for a second in like nice filigree handwriting. You see.
I'm like squinting. No, Allie's just laughing at my facial expression as I'm reading this supposed business card.
And on it says, Lysander's Belt of Bits.
What? Can you say that again?
Lysander's Belt of Bits. I'll type it out too.
Lysander. Can you type it in the chat?
Colonel Sanders.
You know Colonel Sanders?
Do you not?
Where are you from? Parents. Okay, Lysander's Belt of Bits. All right. This seems important. Narratively.
Second pocket.
Wait, can I try a pocket?
You stay away from me.
Okay, sure.
You're trying to pull something else out?
Yes. Can I? How many pockets are there?
There are 8 pockets.
Can I check at least 2 more?
You check 2 more. In one, you find like what we would consider a Chinese finger trap, and you find a whoopee cushion.
This is perfect for
Belt
a trickster
of
like me.
Bits.
Does
Interesting.
the belt of bits is it what's the word? Personalized for whoever's wearing it?
In a sense, we'll make an Arcana check for me.
Because this sounds like perfect for a trickster
Such as yourself.
Yeah.
Ooh, nice.
You feel being a arcane trickster, as you are. You feel a faint magical essence from around it, and you feel as though Belt of Bits, it may adjust to its owner's sense of humor.
This makes me very happy.
So you're a child.
You can have the mace back. This belt makes me very happy.
Okay, I pick up the mace and I look at it. Is it the mace?
It is 100% the mace.
I'm like, oh yes. Okay, I pocket it. It's very important to me.
Where do you pocket it?
I should have said it for bargaining.
Well, I mean, you can always take
blackmail.
Rowan, you can always take it later because I'm putting it right here. I put it in my pants.
I'm a master pickpocketer, so don't.
Actually, I put it in my boot.
Okay.
That's even I pick pockets, not boots.
I don't pick boots.
I don't pick boots at all.
It's a skill you gotta learn, Rowan. You know, you gotta always.
Well, you know, I also never thought about it before. So.
Yeah, I mean, you never know what people hide in their boots.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just became best friends.
Apparently,
and
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I need to go feed you because
can we re-roll to see if Jacques and Snick are closer friends now?
If you would rather re-roll, you can re-roll your animal handling once more, or we can roll the charisma of the snake and the Jacques' charisma.
Yeah. Let's do that. What's the snake?
The snake's charisma.
I know my boys. My boy's very charismatic.
The snake's charisma is -3.
Oh, Jacques is +3. They're a match made.
Okay.
Okay, this is Jacques. Well,
Jacques is being very uncharismatic.
Why, Jacques? You're better than this. Okay, the snake is trying harder.
The snake is like draping itself like a feather boa across Rowan, and Jacques is just literally like he's rubbing himself against your ankle.
Aww.
They're getting better. Is that what we're?
They're getting better.
Maybe we can be the best of friends once our animals are the best of friends.
Mm-hmm. Both of you make perception checks.
Okay, we're both making perception checks. So you want to get out of this tunnel. I think there's new information here that we must contend with because Doc's maze. Do you know anything about Doc's maze? Sorry, I'm making perception checks.
Me?
Yeah.
Say it again.
Do you know anything?
Sorry, I'm kind of deaf.
Really?
Yeah, these tunnels when they crumble from the worms, it's kind of deafening.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can probably heal you. Can I do healing touch?
Sure.
That's why Snick always talks right in my ear.
Okay, I can't remember whose day it is, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, what day is it? I don't even know how long.
You don't get what I'm saying. Shut up.
What?
Wait, it's healing touch. Cleaning touch. Wait, which one is it? Healing touch. Hang on. Okay, just tell us what we got from our perception. I'm sorry.
Pam, there is 100% something very bad and serious happening above ground right now. Rowan, our above ground no longer exists to you, and you don't care. You're just focused on getting out of these tunnels, or rather, using the tunnels to get past Portwind and into another part of the world.
Exactly.
Okay, hold up.
Maybe we could both achieve our goals.
Can I should I flip my pendant to see which ones I can use, or should I just use one?
You can either choose or you can coin flip it. It's up to you.
I'm gonna choose, and I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds and hear her.
Okay.
Hear her hearing. Yeah.
Rowan, your ears are slightly healed, and you do hear the screams and mayhem from up above. Now you just choose to ignore it.
That seems right.
Oh, that's legit. Okay.
What? What's legit?
Real.
No.
Oh!
What is legit about the situation is what the question was.
That I ignore it.
You're ignoring what? You're just speaking out loud at this point.
Yes. It's always very lonely down here, so you have to talk to yourself to keep yourself from going.
You have your snack. Okay, whatever.
Sometimes Snack does not answer.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Does Jacques always answer you?
He does every time.
Well then.
Every single time. All the flashbacks every single time he doesn't listen to me.
Yeah. Literally
okay,
last session.
Like I said, we have some new information about maybe the worms and the effects of the worms. And I just remembered that the pale, pasty, tall guy might have been summoning the worms somehow.
Do you want to take my tunnels to avoid the worms?
I do. I would love that.
Okay, but we're going northbound.
But I have to meet with my friends.
I mean, you're going to be going through the worm tunnels. I don't know which is a bigger inconvenience for you.
The worms are the... Well, okay. Do I know where my friends are at this point?
Good question.
What part of the city they're in, maybe? Can I remember? I mean, because the last place I saw them, it was
on the banks outside of Portland to the west.
Oh.
To the northwest.
Okay.
That's the last you saw of them. I think what you would imagine is that wherever their mayhem is, they're probably somewhat near it somehow. And that's pretty much you just hear above you. Speaking of your friends.
Okay. So wait, real quick, I'm just gonna agree to go with her through her tunnels.
Okay.
No matter where it takes us, just so as long as we get above.
All right. So, Darius and Ashoka, have you guys been full on sprinting towards city center this whole time?
Yep.
Darius.
No, we haven't been sprinting. We've been flying on the carpet.
Of course.
Well,
and what I've been trying to do is use the stone as far to check with Iris and say, Iris, where are you? We're heading towards the melee. Let us know. We'll pick you up.
For a lot of it, she just doesn't answer. Go ahead and both of you make perception checks for me, as you guys come up on the city to see what status everything is in.
Hold on.
Okay.
I have to get my
perception.
Ashoka, you were just a god, and that was real cool, and now you're kind of sad, but you do know you probably need to deal with the fact that a kraken might be falling through the sky.
All right. I'm ready to turn.
Darius.
Hold on.
Okay.
You're going to have to roll for me for a little bit.
Okay, because it's not behaving. I'll get over it. Remus is with you there on the carpet. My God, what is that? And he's taking a look up at the portals up above city center, looking down at how the stained glass windows that once surrounded city center's inner chambers, the council chambers, appears to have shattered in on everything, and kind of looking down and over. Perception check for Darius. Bam. 16. Darius, you kind of peek over the edge of the flying carpet as you're flying over, and you can see that basically all of the ground outside of the city council chambers has been broken up in almost like peaks and little like spikes by the worms beneath, so that even if people wanted to leave city center, which some of them currently are, you see people trying to scramble to get out of the deluge of water, just kind of pushed out or trying to swim. It's partially blocking their path, like it's trapping them, and most people without the use of like a fly spell or something of that nature aren't being able to make it out. Some people with like wings are trying to lift others out. You see one winged person in particular keeps diving back down, picking people up and bringing them on the outside of the city. But even as they continue on, the further in you get towards the city, you see this broken up patterns of stone and rock just kind of pushing people in. It's like torrent from all sides. There has to be an escape route, you have to believe that, but it looks near impossible right about now.
Okay. So are we by city center now?
You're
that close?
Above the courtyard outside of the council building.
All right. So I'm going to message not Darius. That would be idiotic. I'm going to message Ramul to see where he is so that we can get him out of there.
You're just going to cast messages to Ramu until he responds. Okay, go ahead and make an Arcana check for me.
You're going to have to do that.
Oh, okay, correct. You'll have to remind me, because I'm just used to saying, make a check. Okay. So what message do you send? You got a 28. Good job. What message do you send to Ramu?
Ramu, this is Darius. We're near the city center. Let me know where you are. We'll come get you. We'll do our best to get you out of there. Please respond.
I am on a raised dice and scum. I'm on the raised ice in the center of council chambers. There's still some of the members up here. I don't know what happened.
Well, all hell's being breaking loose. The city's being attacked by the wilds.
Yes.
And I think the worms. I was a little bit foggy on that, so maybe somebody can help me. But yeah. All right, we'll try to get there as soon as we can.
Okay. Currently, the way to get into this city council chambers is relatively blocked off. You see some of the worms have actually started to service a street beyond the edge of the city center. The little wall that the postings had been pasted on beforehand is being kind of broken up, and there are like worms almost patrolling the outside there, with people trapped inside along with those parts of broken up ground. And then the front door, people and water are just rushing out. And then up top, you still have the 2 open portals held by triumvirate members, one of which various sea creatures are passing through. You do see some like large tentacles starting to try and come down. What would you like to do?
Okay. I was taking a little nap, so can you explain to me quickly what the tentacles coming down are? I heard you say kraken.
They look
I heard you say. Go ahead.
They look like they're part of some kind of a larger creature coming in through the elemental plane of water that has been opened above city council chambers. However, it may be too big to pass through. The portal itself is almost like the size and width of a oval standing mirror, so it's not having an easy time of it. But it is a cephalopod, so.
Okay. Then I would like to cast. Let me hit it with a lightning bolt and see how that affects it.
Okay. I will say that at this time you're kind of far away for a lightning bolt. Let me establish some distances for you. You were able to cast a Ramu who was inside of the city center, so that's 120 feet. Above that would be maybe another 50 to 100 feet to be at the portals, and then it's within the portal that the Kraken is. On the portal to the left, we'll say that there were 3 portals centered on the back. The ones remaining, one has dropped since then, is the one on the center, one to the left with the tentacles coming through on the left. You can see the 2 members of the Triumvirate floating a little bit behind the portals. Kraken, a bit out of spell range, I'm going to say. However, very quickly. Okay. Vorgana. Oh wait, is Vorgana not here still?
I'm still currently waiting.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. No worries. Vincent.
So what's Ashoka doing?
Ashoka. Yeah, you're with him, Ashoka. What's your plan?
So Darius. Let's say we fly over there, and I magically turn into an Egyptian god titan again. What do you say?
Sure, I don't care. Sounds good.
Great.
So, but do you aim at the Titan, or are you going to aim at the Triumvirate?
Who's the biggest threat? I think that Kraken thing coming through that port. If I could try to shut that portal somehow, we could end the floods and end the possibility of a giant monster coming through here. And then the Triumvirate, maybe you can take care of them while I take care of the monster.
Oh, okay, sure.
We have
the
no
Triumvirate though. The Triumvirate is kind of acting like gods, so I thought maybe God to God they could.
I see. So what exactly are they doing?
They're holding holes open in the sky and pouring water in through them.
Oh, so they're the ones who are causing the portals to open.
I believe so.
Okay, well then let's just aim all of our attacks at them.
Okay.
Are you done discussing this? Can we fight, please?
Yep.
Remus says from the carpet. Oh, is this? Oh.
What does Remus want to do?
I want to fight, damn it.
All right. Well, here I go. I'm doing my Oliver roll.
Okay.
Dun dun dun.
This is
How do I do my Oliver roll?
Roll 1d6. What are you doing this willfully? Hope, memory, bond, curiosity, or understanding.
Willfully.
+1.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Okay, +1.
Okay. You turn into the same godlike figure as before. However, you don't feel as powerful. So, because you got a 5 instead of a 6. You know, remember the 3 different attacks you made up last time?
Mm-hmm.
You only get 2 of them.
I remember only like one of them working.
Yeah. You only get you only get to use 2 of them, so you don't get the 3rd.
Can I make up new ones?
I'm gonna say no for now. And you don't glow quite as bright. You're less of an LED, more of a sodium. What's the other light, Dad?
Low pressure sodium.
That one. Thank you. Okay.
Yellow one.
Darius, I made a mistake.
Why is that?
I feel sick.
This
Well, go puke on the triumvirate.
This now like hulking godlike figure standing next to you just is complaining to you like your regular old student. Vincent. Vincent? Did we lose Vincent?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So you were teleported by Gregnut, who rolled a 22, which is pretty gosh dang good. Were you... Where did Gregnut want to be teleporting to?
Probably. I don't know. I just kind of thought maybe where he'd want to see most. And I know he's good friends with Pam, so I figured wherever Pam's at,
Okay.
that's where I want him to be.
Okay. And you rolled a 22, which is pretty good. Such a good idea, Gregnut. A bright voice says to you. So, Vincent,
Yes.
not quite understanding that, with that in mind, you find yourself, for a brief moment, it feels as though you've grown roots and they've sucked you back down into the earth. And it feels like this immense pressure of like dirt and sediment and everything around your chest. And then you try to breathe and you feel the bag of salt shaking in your hand. And then you focus on keeping it upright. And then a moment or two later, you pass through the ground as though the ground around you has shifted. And you see on your way up, almost like through a view screen or through like a thing 5 feet off, you see Pam running behind a halfling in a burgundy new clothes and a strange belt, and you
Actually,
just
the halfling is asleep in the cart.
The halfling is asleep in the cart. Showed you the way, and then like pass out immediately because she has not eaten in ages.
Yes.
But you're pulling her along the cart, and then Vincent, you kind of like as Pam runs past you, and you're kind of like you don't reach out enough in time as the bean sprout shoots you up out of the ground, and you find yourself just beyond the edge of the wall to the north of Portwind, and then like the beanstalk that carried the giant, you find yourself standing on a little like ledge, maybe a foot wide, behind the tallest portions of the council chambers. Like right above you, it's so hard to hear because you see the triumvirate floating, one above you maybe 30 feet, one to your right 50 feet, and then above them are these massive portals just gushing water out. And you saw Pam, you just got teleported from the thing, and there's stuff. What would you like to do?
Am I still holding the hammer and the salt?
Make either a Constitution or a Strength saving throw.
Okay.
I will let you pick. Yes, you are still holding the hammer and the salt.
I immediately drop both of them.
You watch the salt run down the side as you kind of try to keep your balance on this ledge.
So there's sky water, and I'm next to the city center. Do I see anything on the ground?
Make a perception check. You're like standing on top of the city council building.
Okay.
Yeah. Make a perception check for me.
Does he see Darius flying around?
No, he doesn't. He cannot hear or see much of anything beyond hearing this water. And you think you got dirt in your eyes from when you like grew through the plant just now?
Can you see the giant god Amun-Ra?
He can see some light. He's not sure what it's from, but he sees some light. So
can he use the? Could he use the salt to dry up the kraken or whatever it is? Like a snail?
It does not seem like enough salt.
I also dropped all of it.
Yes. So
Bregnut senses this and is very concerned.
Yes.
You dropped the salt and hammer.
Okay.
I have to get to him.
Bregnut begins his transportative journey on his own. So, Vincent, you assume that your friend's nearby. You know Pam is somewhere near. You can focusing a little bit as as Harrison. You can feel the points of light that are Ray and Victor. You can feel your friends nearby, but you don't know what you're doing. So, what are you going to try to do?
I want to look to see. Can I see the bottom of the beanstalk?
If you look down, you can see that the beanstalk is kind of, it's like it's slowly growing back down into the earth. But you can see the bottom of it looks pretty thick, maybe like 3 feet in diameter, enough to keep you like enough flexibility and diameter to keep you hoisted up.
Okay.
From when it brought you out of the ground.
How close are the tentacles to me?
Not super close. Maybe 80 feet away. And you can only see like the... Like, it's only 2 tentacles, and they're whipping out the top of one of these portals in the sky that should be impossible.
Okay.
Are they whipping? You said they're whipping up out of the portal, or are they hanging down out of the portal?
They're whipping up out of the portal. They're like hitting the top edge of it, and they're kind of like flailing, like they're not sure what they're doing.
I'm gonna do something crazy, and I'm going to take my potion of flying that I have had since the beginning of my adventure.
Okay.
And fly into the portal.
Okay. I don't think fly speed is 80 feet per round. What's your regular speed? Or does it have the fly speed listed on the potion?
It does not.
That's okay. What's your regular
speed
per round?
30.
30. I will say you can fly. You can probably fly faster than you could walk. I'll say you can fly double that per round, but that's still not enough to get you in the portal. However, it does get you within range of one of the triumvirate, who is floating there, staring up, eyes completely wide, arms outstretched and shaking, holding up this portal. And that is where we're going to roll some initiative. Okay.
Oh, no.
So, Darius, Ashoka, / Amun-Ra, / Vincent, roll some initiative for me. And Pam, not necessarily for combat, but roll initiative so that I can give you an action throughout the course of this fight, so you're not involved.
Okay. Yeah. My current objective is to protect the halfling.
Of course.
The sleeping halfling.
I understand.
Which I think is a noble task. Maybe perhaps one of the noblest.
You're trying. If you do say so yourself.
Okay, so initiative we have.
That's great initiative, Harrison.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to roll 2 initiative sets. I'm going to roll for helpful NPCs, enemy NPCs, and medium NPCs. So let's do that.
Oh.
Helpful, 11. medium, enemies. Okay.
Whoa.
So, 21. Vincent, 19. Enemies. Helpful. Oh, no. Darius is 14. Poncho is 12.
Oh wow, okay. Sorry, everybody.
Poncho, helpful NPCs. Yes?
Let Honey bark at the triumvirate. Break their concentration.
She wants initiative, and she's upset that she's not getting any.
Does Jacques want to fight this fight and roll his own initiative?
Oh my gosh. Wait. No.
Okay. Okay.
So who was Rowan?
Rowan was the halfling that I met in the tunnels. That she escaped from prison, and we kind of just befriended each other. We bonded over stealing, which was pretty cool. Yeah. So she's asleep right now in our cart because she's very malnourished and weak. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So initiative-wise for this strange combat circumstance, Vincent.
Wait, real quick.
Yes.
If you missed this, but the important narrative detail, Darius, she saw people escaping from the prisons, and these people were from Doxmaeus.
At least one of them was.
Yeah.
And also, she may have been constructing an alternate route out of the city, which was a tunnel north.
Yes.
So, did I see anything about somebody was controlling the worms?
Possibly. That's yet to be seen. Pam is just kind of theorizing right now.
From the way that you saw the worms behaving, roll an intelligence check for me, Darius, before you go into battle.
All right.
Oh, that's me.
I can do that. No, I can do it.
Yeah?
Yay!
I'm back up.
Huzzah.
Well, now I'm scared to after reading that. Okay. Intelligence. Hold on. There it is.
Okay. You can tell from the way that the worms were acting, it's too patterned, the way that it seemed like they were almost patrolling the outer wall of the city center, for them to just purely be acting on just instinct.
How are they being controlled?
Good question.
Are they wearing collars or anything?
Not that you can see.
Who do we know that's good with this kind of stuff?
Okay, initiative order.
Okay, yeah.
Vincent, you're going first.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I look around at the situation and I reach into my bag of holding and I pull out the blessing that was given to me by the goddesses.
Okay.
And I pluck the bean.
You pluck from... Okay. You're just plucking the bean. You're not using the blessing itself yet.
No.
Okay.
And I eat the bean.
And you eat the bean. Okay.
And I like hold my nose while I'm eating it.
Okay.
Because I'm like, not again.
Who recalls what color the bean was?
Which bean?
The bean.
I think it was a special bean.
Wasn't
right?
it like blue and white?
I want to say yeah.
I
remember light blue.
Yeah, I can't believe you guys made me make more homebrew mechanics for this game. Okay.
Bean mechanics.
Bean mechanics. Quick aside, in some place far off in a time beyond or once past. Greggy, what does the blue bean do?
Let me check my little Gregnite notebook. Blue bean. I smudged
That's
my
a great
eyelid.
software.
I think the blue bean. I'm trying to
PDF
remember.
reader.
I smudged my writing, so I'm just gonna make a guess and say that the blue bean lets you read minds.
Hmm. And if it were to be a hybrid with the white bean that transports you places that you need to be?
Transport you into the minds of others.
Oh my! Whoa!
We shall see.
Okay.
Okay. Gosh, mother, dang it. 1 to 10. Roll a d10 for me, Vincent.
Okay.
And Gregnut's still on his like journey to come handle the Harrison situation.
Okay.
Because I dropped salt in the hammer.
Yes.
Vincent, I want you to I want you to make an intelligence saving throw.
That's not gonna go well.
Okay. You immediately feel.
Wait, does he get +5?
No.
You're in the caves.
No, he doesn't. You're
Listen.
underground.
Listen, there's a hole in the ground now, isn't there?
Yes, that's quickly. It's not. He does not get +5 to the save.
Ugh.
I let you get away with so much. Vincent, as you stand there trying to comprehend, as using this being, hoping that the bright voice, in addition to the like goddesses you talked to, that this would be something helpful, and your head starts to hurt as like voices in your head and start to fill your mind. Just this kind of like low hum of chanting, similar to what you heard in the Forest of the Wilds back when you came across the Triumvirate without realizing when they were meditating for this, but much more intense and deep and almost kind of eldritch because it stretches between the two of them that remain, and it kind of echoes into your mind as you realize that you are hearing what is in their minds, and what is in their minds right now is far beyond what you have ever comprehended, because it is not just the spell that they are holding in place to keep these gates open. It is the understanding that they could die from this. It is the understanding that they have lived for this. It is the understanding that they are but pawns in a larger story, etc., etc. And it's like all that over and over and over again.
Okay. That's not what I thought the bean would do.
Yep.
I instead, if
Very interesting point that they could die doing this.
does that count as an action or just a bonus action?
I will say to eat a bean is a bonus action.
Okay.
And
then...
you know what? I'm sure I'm going to have to write that gosh dang down somewhere, aren't I? Okay. Okay. If you had rolled closer to a 10, it would have had more teleportative properties, but because you rolled a 2, it's closer to the blue side of the spectrum, which meant more of the mind thing. You could still possibly teleport, but you do not comprehend that as such because you only got a 7 intelligence save. So you understand what's happening.
Hey, you know what? I may not be the smartest, but
your
I
nose
have
is bleeding.
Yeah.
Okay. What would you like to do with the rest of your turn? You have your movement,
So
then you're flying.
I just say screw it and I use the thing.
You use the blessing?
Goddesses, yeah.
Okay. Okay. Do you try to put any influence on this? Or do you just open it?
I see that we have basically reached the point of all-out war, and I am thinking of how I want to try to stop it.
Okay. You're just thinking of stopping the war. Okay.
So, like, I'm trying to influence it to stop the war and try to create some kind of compromise for people. But I have no idea how this thing works. So.
Okay. I would like you to make 2 checks. I would like you to make a strength check to try and open the jar.
Uh-huh. Oh, right now?
Uh-huh. Okay. So you yank the lid off of the jar, and then you get this like intense, almost like, just like it's like the antithesis or the response to the kind of painful two voices that you're hearing in your head right now, the bad voices that are making you bleed and kind of hurt and are too much. The antithesis to that, you hear like a twin voice of Arathis and Melora kind of in your mind, kind of just whisper, "Throw it." And you raise your hand to start to do that, and that will be the end of your turn. You can still use your movement, but you cannot
I also
take
have action surge.
You do!
So I can take another action.
You can! Okay.
Yeah, I'll use action surge to take another action.
Okay. Are you gonna throw it?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. You make a...
Here's the wind up in the pitch.
Make
Yes.
another... Yes.
I was just going to say Harrison, having played baseball in his school career at some, has very good form in pitching potted plant.
Perfect. That's perfect, actually. I want you to make either strength or athletics check to get it into... You see that you're, like, being pointed towards, almost like it's showing you the arc in a golf video game. They want you to pitch it through the window into the council building.
All right, let's do this.
So you start to throw it, and you watch it arc perfectly, and then it just barely catches on the bottom lip of the shattered glass of one of the panes that's going inside, and then it starts to disappear. And that is the end of your turn. Unless you'd like to use any of your 60 feet of fly movement.
Sure. Do I see are Darius and Ashoka close to me at all, or do I just not have any awareness that they're there?
I'd say that with the focus of everything that's happening to you, it's too hard to kind of see beyond what the immediate actions that you're taking. You can make a perception check at the start of your next turn, or if they come within 100 or so feet of you within their turns, you'll notice them then.
Also, wait, so did it make it into the window?
It did, but it like kind of fumbled on the way down. It caught a lip of the glass edge, but it still like descended inside of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll move closer to the trumpet guy, I guess.
Okay. Okay, so you get to within like 5 feet in proper melee range, yeah?
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird for you to be flying because you're trying to like, some instinct tells you to swim, but it's not. You managed to get within 5 feet of the triumvirate member, the one in the center. Okay, and that is the end of your turn. That means it is the enemy's turns. So, I'm going to make a perception check for this triumvirate member who you've just pulled up to you with disadvantage because she's super focused on... It's weird because you can hear the echo of her recognition that there's another person next to her in her thoughts in your own mind, and it kind of like echoes, and you're not a fan of it. But I'm going to make a check for her. Oh.
Can I use it to my advantage to know what she's going to do next?
Somewhat, yeah, because she seems to be moving slower than she normally would. You can see that, like, she's this younger woman with this, like, burning red hair and these thick, kind of, like, thick horns coming off of her head, kind of like Pam's, but, like, almost proper ram's horns, and her eyes, when she turns to you, are pure white. She kind of looks over you, but it's almost like she's moving in slow motion. She is busy focusing on her spell. So the most that she can do is try and reach out. And you can kind of see the attack coming. Let me see. She's going to try to just hit you with her hand. Because that's what she can do right now.
Okay.
Does that hit?
Oh, wow. That does hit.
You take 2 damage.
Ow.
And that is as much as she can do.
I say ow in the most sarcastic and non-hurting way possible.
It vaguely registers in her mind and then in your mind, and it feels... You're, like, mad at yourself for being sarcastic to yourself. The triumvirate member on the right is still just focusing on keeping the thing going. Outside of the council chambers, let me pull something else up. One moment. Monsters, give me this.
I have a very, very quick clarification question. We're on level 14 now, right?
Yes.
So I forgot to change it on my actual where it says level.
Yeah. You, Pam, Vorgana, and Ashoka are level 14. Darius is level 11.
I'm slow.
You joined the game later. Okay. Darius, you can see you, Ashoka, and Remus and Maud can hear him down below as the purple worms enact more carnage. What?
Say something, my dear. It's me and Cece.
Hey, Cece.
Sorry. I just want to say I'm back. I'm back. If
Okay.
Hello.
Oh, I thought you meant they can hear our whole conversation.
Well, they can't. They can hear our whole conversation now.
I thought because I was like talking earlier about stuff, and then, they can hear you.
Who knows?
Who knows what the internet was listening to me say?
Okay.
Okay. Sorry.
That's okay. Vorgana, if you'd like to, just for me, so I can know when to have you helpfully teleport into this situation, if you'd like to roll initiative for me.
Sure. Wait, so I'm just teleporting in right now?
When your initiative turn comes, I will narratively make it make sense. Don't you worry.
Okay. I can do that.
Yeah. Okay. So, Darius, Ashoka, you hear some carnage down below as the purple worms start to consume unsuspecting people as they manage to make their way past the broken up ground outside of the council chambers to the wall that would usually keep them from coming into city center. You hear some and other horrible noises of carnage as the purple worms burrow back beneath the ground in certain spots, and others eat some folks. Okay, so that's Vorgana. Right at the end of the initiative, you're so helpful. Thank you. And then some stuff happens inside the council chambers.
Can Gregnut get initiative?
Sure, go ahead. Okay, what's Gregnut's? Roll 1d20 minus 2. I'm going to say he has a -2 dex. I have to write down Gregnut's stats somewhere. Understood. Thank you, Vorgana. 8. So, please also write down somewhere that his dex is -2 for me. On that same sticky note from Home Depot. That's...
No, it's Office Depot.
I'm so sorry, Office
Home
Depot.
Depot has nothing on Office Depot.
No, it's Staples.
How dare thee.
And some stuff goes down inside of the council chambers. And that brings us to Darius' turn. Darius, you are heading up the carpet's movement. I'll say that let me check if the carpet has a movement I can look up, because that would be lovely if I didn't have to make something up for once.
I miss my carpet.
I know you've been without it for so long.
Now you have Jacques, you have your carpet, you have a griffin, you have enough.
I got a lot of stuff.
Okay, 3 foot by 5 foot. You can fly 60 feet per round with your carpet. So know that is part of your movement. And then currently you are 200 or so feet away from the triumvirate and from the gates. Ashoka is Amun-Ra next to you. You're above city center right now, which is currently on its way to flooding, full of people. We've just passed over the purple worms. Would you care to make a perception check first off, or do you want to go ahead and make some attacks? What do you want to do?
I always like perception, so let me do that first.
Okay, go for it. It's all so overwhelming. This is, without a doubt, the biggest battle that Ray has been in inside of Darius' body, and is pretty, Okay.
It's a madhouse. It's a madhouse.
Indeed. What would you like to do? You have your full action, your bonus action, and then your movement.
Okay. So it's time to. I'm going to break her concentration. So I'm going to use. Well, first things.
So you're like 200 feet away from the triumvirate. I've established the distances, so make sure you move your movement. You can move 60 feet with the carpet, and take a look at the spell distances, and that's Blah, 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 blah. Just
okay. So I'm 200 feet away from the triumvirate that's over
the center.
Vincent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what about the other triumvirate guy? How far away am I from there?
Roughly the same, just to the left. So like 180 instead of 200.
Hmm. What's the distance on thaumaturgy?
Thaumaturgy? Let me look it up for you.
Thank you. Take me forever to do that.
It's okay. No worry.
It's 60 feet for messaging, right?
It's 120 feet for message. Thaumaturgy is a range of 30 feet.
Oh. Yeah. Okay, so first I'm going to messenger constantly say, hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, stop that. Stop that. Stop that. Stop that.
Okay, so you move your 60 feet in, and then you're just messaging which one of the triumvirate members, the center one or the left one?
The one closest to Vincent.
Okay, so message is an action, so that will be action. Then you'll have a bonus action left. Just make sure you know that, which is fair. It's one of the longest range distance spells that you have. And then Vincent, on Darius's turn, you hear echoed into your head Darius going, "What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop that! Stop that! Stop that! Stop that!"
What?
Okay. Darius, you have a bonus action left. You are 60 feet closer, so you're 140, 40 feet away from the center triumvirate member. You're flying over the actual city council building now, which would make you 20 feet closer than that to the one on the left. Do you have a bonus action you would like to do?
You said of me?
Yeah, do you have a bonus action you would like to do? You've used your action to cast message. You've used your 60 feet of movement to get into range in order to be able to cast message. Do you have anything you would like to do with your bonus action?
What's the range on Cloud of Daggers or Lightning Bolt?
I can check. However, both of those are action spells. Those are both full action spells. Get what I mean? Fazia.
Yeah. Lightning Bolt's 100 feet.
Mm-hmm. So you're not quite within range of that yet, but you can have that as an idea for next turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's what you're thinking of for your next turn. After his turn in the go, Pam.
Yes.
Down below, you're running through the tunnels, headed just to the north of Portwind. Following along, first after Rowan was leading you, then continuing on your own, I would like you to make one perception and one survival check as you make your way. And I will describe for you your progress as you look for these northern tunnels. Okay.
All right.
So,
well, I mean, can I just go through whatever hole Vincent made? Or no?
We'll have to see when you properly get there.
I see. Okay.
So, perception. As you're moving through these tunnels, you begin to see that after you follow along the path with the metal grating that was there, you can see that part of this it went much further than you and the rest of the party had gone before. This leads to proper military storage space. You run along to areas that have doors partially open in between them that clearly look like training rooms, areas that look like weapon storage, all that kind of thing. Your survival check is going to allow you to notice that and also see Thank you for the sound effects, Dad. Also see that within these rooms, a lot of the weaponry has been removed or has been kind of ransacked. A lot of these tunnels have also been permeated once more by further, like, cross-sectioning from the worms. Some of them have collapsed completely, and that is what you can see for this first turn. It's the revelation that, oh, hey, a lot of these, you weren't pretending before. A lot of these tunnels were pre-constructed. Like, this one had been here for a long time before it got ruined. That will be what you can do on your turn until you join the battlefield for this fight. Okay? Okay. Next up in the order is helpful NPCs.
Yay.
Oh, gosh.
Gregnut?
Not yet. Gregnut is gets his own thing. So
his own entrance.
Wait. The beans have told me that there is madness above. I need to get to Vincent, who spilled the salt and dropped the hammer. He's in danger.
1 brief second. Remus is going to shoot a crossbow bolt. 1 second for me. He's just going to try and shoot. It's going to be a disadvantage because it's technically out of range, I do believe. For him, crossbow bolts would be... Oh, not bad, Remus.
I'm sure he's very good with it.
Yeah. 17. Let's see, what's her armor class? Where's my lady? There she is. Oh gosh, she is not okay. Crossbow bolt damage. Sorry, this is the fun part of the game where I fight against myself. Okay, so this is 1d8. Oh gosh, what'd I do to my keyboard? Can't see. Okay. So he does 12 damage to her. Okay, where's my calculator? Gonna have to do some math now, folks. So he does 12 damage. Remus, how many attacks per turn do you get? Wood Elf Fighter, you get at least 2 attacks per turn. So he's gonna take another bonus action to reload, and then take another shot at her. Oh, that's super good. Ah, but it's disadvantaged because of the distance. No, wait, that still hits. 8 plus 8. Do it.
Is Granny winning or is Granny winning?
So that's Remus. Your other allies inside. Ramu does some stuff. Maud takes the hide action even though she's on a carpet. And then let's see. Yeah. And then crackling up to your ear from the sending stone you hear, Darius, do you see Olrun? Darius? And then you can't answer because it's not your turn, but that's what Iris spends her turn doing.
Okay.
Olrun, you're not sure, you haven't seen, but he may or may not be doing something. That is all the helpful NPCs. Ashoka, what would you like to do? You are on the carpet. You are on the carpet that Darius moved, so you are now 140 feet away from the triumvirate member in the center. You are 120 feet away from the triumvirate member on the left.
I thought I was a giant god. How am I still on the carpet?
That is correct. I'm so sorry. So you have to take independent moves, which means you're still 200 feet away from everything.
Okay. So I have a question.
Yes.
So as this Titanic figure, and you say that since I rolled 5, I only get 2 of the ones I made before.
Dad.
Does
not me.
Yeah, that's me, sorry.
So hypothetically, let's say I just wanted to like punch and jump and run. Would those count as my like
Okay.
one of my things, or can I just do those things as a giant, and then if I want to make any sort of special move with that, what would make me like?
I understand what you're asking. We still do have to mechanize this within the realm of D&D. Movement is still movement is still movement. You just have far greater movement because you have far longer legs. A punch would be an action, or a spell would be an action.
Well, I know, but like, so before, after like my 3 things when I was first this giant, I was no longer the giant. So let's say, like as this role, I only have 2 of those like Amun Ra attacks. So let's say I was to punch for 1 move and then kick for another. Would I no longer be Amun Ra? Yes, I know my turn would be over.
I see.
But
that's not how that works. The reason that happened last time is because you wanted to no longer be old man, and that was why that happened.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so in that case, can I roll for perception?
Sure. Go ahead and roll for perception.
I'm very tall, so I hope I can see a lot.
Did you say you hope you can smell?
I can see a lot because I'm very tall.
I see. I thought you said smell, and I was like, okay. Which area are you looking towards? Are you trying to kind of peek your head into the shattered ceiling of the council center, or are you looking down amongst your feet to view the poor citizens in the courtyard?
Well, so as of right now, the bad things that are happening are the portals with the water and the monster.
Yes.
The triumvirate, and then the worms are attacking, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can I just run towards where the worms are and start like? How much bigger are the worms compared to me?
Compared to you, I did say you were the size of a titan. The worms are. Let me give you a proper answer on this. Where did I put the gosh darn worms? Sorry, tabs. The worms are considered a gargantuan monstrosity. So they would, at their full height, they would come up slightly above your knee.
Okay. So can I just like not run over there because I don't want to crush anybody, but can I just like carefully walk over to where the worms are and start like picking them up and like killing them?
You can certainly try. Your perception check, I will say, is definitely good enough for you to be able to move without harming citizens. Are you trying to see anything else with it, or is that the primary purpose of it?
As of right now, my main goal is just to kill a few worms, and then I'm going after that triumvirate.
Okay. Go ahead and make either. How do you want to attack? You will have to do these one at a time. How would you like to try to do that?
How squishy are these worms? Can I just like pick them up and just pop them?
You'll still have to make attacks on them and drain their HP. You can do that by trying to pick them up and like twist them in your big god hands, but you still have to like.
Oh my gosh, I'm a bird! Ah! I'm gonna eat them.
It's perfect.
I'm gonna eat the worms.
Oh my god.
Okay. Okay. Interesting. Let's see.
I just like fly over them, like, ah! And then I like launch on them.
Okay.
I start eating them.
Make a bite attack. It's 1d20 plus 15 because you're a titanic figure.
Okay. 1d20 plus 15.
A natural 20.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Wow.
Dang.
Okay.
That's
high
level.
I'm going to give you the same damage as a kraken because that's a titanic figure.
Nice.
Which is 3d. Where is it? 3d8 plus 10, and the 3d8 is doubled. So roll 3d8.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Nice.
So roll 3d8 plus 10.
Ace in the hole, man.
Yeah.
So 24. So 14 doubled is 28.
28.
Plus 10 is 38 points of damage to this purple worm. So you dive down, you grab the one on the right that's about to go after, like, this young couple who's huddling in each other's arms, who, like, had colors on to clearly support some, like, political party here today, and you just, like...
I'm like, oh, politics? And I go get another worm and let them get it.
You go to the one just to the left, and you leave that couple to die.
No, I save them,
247. Okay.
Eat the couple.
I skipped
the
the
couple
worm.
takes 38 damage.
Okay. So that is your attack action. Go ahead and... So that was your movement and your action. Do you want to use what's a bonus action for Amun-Ra? Would you like to... Here's what you can do for your bonus action. Would you like to try to do an Ashoka bonus action? Or would you just try to do an Amun-Ra bonus action, which it would be to, like, influence the people around you by brightening or lessening your light?
What kind of bonus action can I do with Ashoka?
You can use your,
like one of my moves?
You can use your Ashoka bonus actions that are like your cool key point stuff, but the more you use them, that is what will cause you to turn back into Ashoka.
Okay, then I'm just going... Can I do something more with Amun-Ra and just be like, can I, like, navigate the clearest path for the people to escape out of and direct them towards that way?
Okay, so you can try
Can I use, like, my hawk eyes to be like, this is the clearest path and the best possible chance for survival. Go this way.
Okay, you can try to bonus action lead the innocent. I will say, make a... What do I want to call this? Make a run d20 plus 5 to see how many people listen to you.
I'm just calling at them. They don't even understand what I'm saying.
A decent amount of the people having seen you kind of speak around the purple worm.
Talking in hieroglyphics.
Yeah, speaking around the purple worm that you've lifted into your beaked, glowing mouth. About a third of the people closest to you start to run their way down a path before them that you've created that is a break in the wall, a break in the spikes that is like a little... It's like you stomped your foot and a crack appeared in the land that wasn't a crack, but like a string of light that's leading them out towards the docks. And you watch a third of the people start to run out that way. And that is your turn.
Yeah.
Now, Greg's Nut's turn.
Yeah.
Greg Nut.
Yes.
You are standing on the edge of the wall on the western side of the city between the wilds and city center. You're looking up and in from viewing this from the right hand side, so that would mean the council building is to your right, the triumvirate portals are to your right, a large glowing bird man eating a purple worm and crying out to people and creating a glowing path is to your left, people drowning in front of some spikes, a couple of them getting eaten by worms, a couple of them getting impaled by spikes, some of them just fighting amongst each other. You are here, you have your beans, you have your hammer. What would you like to do?
Okay, there's a few things going on. Yes, but where is Vincent?
Make a perception check as Greg Nut. Just a straight up and down d20. Greg Nut has no wisdom modifier. Write that down.
Oh no.
I don't need wisdom, I have experience.
So -3, because it would be +0, so it's 9. You're not sure. Vincent, an upsettingly hard man to find when he doesn't want to be found. You think he might just be being sneaky right now.
You know what? I'm gonna find you, Vincent. I'm gonna save you. For right now, my bean vision is looking towards those 3 people, those 3 glowing people. Their hands in the air and white eyes.
Bean vision.
Looks like they're hungry. They would just probably need some beans to make them feel better.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go give him some beans.
So, Greg Nut uses his 30 feet of movement to start to descend from the wall.
No, wait, that's not what I do.
No? What do you do?
I use my flare gun which I have.
Do you? Do you have that?
I use my sparkle beans to try and create some sort of visual to attract the vision of Darius, who's on the carpet.
Okay. I'm
I
going
just
to.
want to get on that carpet so I can go feed these people. They look hungry. They just look like they're grumpy because they're hungry and they want some beans.
Greg Nut, I'm
Yes.
going to need you to cut back to a time when you were figuring out how to get the reactions you wanted out of each of these beans. And in that time, you were standing in front of your little 3-bean spot in front of your sink in your kitchen. Stop yawning. This is important. This is beans. I want you to go ahead and make a nature check for me. You're remembering this as it happens, and the bright voice says to you, Greggy, what are you doing?
Those people, they look hungry, and they look like they're mad because they're hungry, so I'm just going to give them some beans.
Do you want the beans to do anything fun?
I wanted to make them stop doing what they're doing because it looks like it's just very tiring for them.
So you want beans to make them go to sleep?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very sweet of you, Greggy.
Okay. So you had a nature check of 14, which means you grew some beans, and you think they may at least partially do what you want to do, but one of them was bright yellow, one of them was green, and one of them was kind of in between, and you're not sure which one does what you want it to do.
Hopefully, none of these beans are the poison beans that I accidentally made and kind of forgot about. Oh, well, we'll see.
Cut back to now. You have these beans in your hands.
These beans should do nice.
What are you going to do with one of them?
I want to give one of each to one of each of those people.
Okay.
I got 3 beans to 3 people. That should be plenty.
Okay. So you begin walking. Do you walk along the wall to try and curve your way around the council building, or you try to get down the wall to walk through the courtyard?
I'm not great at declining on walls, so I'm going to just walk along it.
Okay. You walk 30 feet along, and that is your turn. Now it's time for medium NPCs, most of which are dying, doing stuff inside. The triumvirate keeps up everything going on up top. A lot of the stuff is just pure chaos of everything, of everything happening at once as it is. You see more people spill out the front door. Some are fighting. Some are trying to help others out. You see that. Well, nobody sees anything. It's just what they do on their turn. And at the end of all of this, Vorgana. Are you there?
Yes.
Okay.
Hooray!
Vorgana, do you remember what you prayed?
There was something about flames. I can.
It's okay. You got a good enough religion.
I had it up.
You were...
Okay, I had it up.
The forge
here.
is hottest.
Yes, the forge is hottest. I prayed to go where the forge was hottest.
Okay. And you find yourself, after sitting down, connecting your key or magic energy or divine energy, you're not super sure with Marcus. You open your eyes, and you find yourself a moment later, reaching your hand up, and you just caught an open jar.
An open jar?
And you are in a body of earth and clay with like wood and armor on you.
Nice.
And you just caught a jar that looks weird and is open, and you are standing on top of a now cracked center dais in the council buildings beneath shattered glass, standing strong because your feet are like kind of fused as though you were still forming your body from the clay that makes up clay and stone that made up this dais. And around you, you see a familiar dragonborn a man in like dark, heavy cloak. You see a Goliath with a very, very large hammer. What would you like to do with your turn? Do you want to start with the perception check? What would you like to do?
I would like to take the jar that I'm holding and look at what's inside. This is all happening in slow motion, by the way.
Of course it is. A round of combat is 6 seconds, but it takes 8 minutes.
Sweet, awesome.
You look inside, and I want you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh no! I should have just thrown it on the ground like I was going to.
Hey,
You
nice.
look inside, and you are able to withstand the never-ending possibilities that swarm into your brain as you look into this pot, and you see all the ways that these things can and are meant to work together to make something rather than fight against each other. You see
Can I also-
1,000 societies, 100 years, a million lifetimes. Go ahead.
Can I also make a wisdom save or intelligence? Wisdom check or intelligence check to find out if I smash this on the ground, if it's going to cause the entire rift to explode.
I'll say make an intelligence check.
Okay. Because I want to do something cool, so hopefully I can do it. Because I almost just did it without even thinking. Okay, here's my intelligence. Okay, here we go. No!
You are not sure.
Reroll.
Can I chaos roll it?
Roll a d6.
Alright. Oh my god.
That roll remains a critical failure. That's the second time that's happened in 2 weeks. That is amazing.
So what am I doing?
Okay, yeah, whatever you want to do. You're just not sure whatever you're gonna do next, you're not sure what it will do. That's all.
I smash it on the ground.
Okay. It doesn't react yet. It will take time.
It freaks me out.
It does freak you out. Because you just instantly got transported into another body, caught a jar, saw everything falling to pieces around you, and then threw the jar on the ground. After realizing that it contained within it, like, the hopes and dreams of the combined societies and goddesses of this world.
Damn.
Yeah.
I also go, that's not a pickle jar.
Do you have any further bonus actions, or did you just want to get that out there?
I just wanted to get that out there.
Perfect. I will say for your reference, you do have your usual movement on a usual turn. I don't think it would make sense for you to use it this turn. You are raised above the ground, maybe 80 or so feet. There's like 3 sets of dices. You are on the tallest one, the diameter of which is maybe 30 feet. And then there's one like a step below it at... It basically just goes down to the ground. And then
Can I see anyone? Do I have any more actions to be able to notice?
Just make a general perception check. It won't tell you too much, but...
Okay, because I just want to know that on my next turn I want to go that way. Yeah, boy.
Okay.
Nice.
Very cool.
There was a light glowing from outside that is strange and out of this world, which means it must be Shoka in some way or another. Vincent is definitely flying next to a triumvirate member up in the sky, trying to fend off a deluge of water. And, you can't see it, but you know somewhere Darius is casting message incessantly.
Okay.
And just on instinct, just on the part of you that is Veronica, you feel that Pam is somehow close by as well.
Okay. I don't even know if I have a turn or anything to go towards someone. I don't even know who to go to.
You have 30 feet of movement.
Can I tell who the closest person is?
Technically, Vincent would be the closest person. However, he's standing above, or he's not even standing. He's flying above ground outside of a broken window, and you are not a person who can fly.
All right, I double time it with my giant grass earth body, as fast as I can towards Vincent.
Okay. You take 30 feet of movement to the edge of the dais and look up real intently. And that is the end of your turn. Vincent,
Yes.
it is your turn. What would you like to do?
Wait.
Pardon?
Who?
It's your turn, Vincent.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
I guess I attack the triumvirate.
Okay, the one closest, the one in the middle, or the one to your right?
The one closest to me.
Okay, that would be the one.
Because she already attacked me, so.
Yeah, that's true. She did you 2 whole points of damage, and we cannot let that stand.
I know. I must get my revenge.
Okay, go ahead and make an attack on her.
All
right. That does not hit.
Dang.
Does it break her concentration?
If it doesn't hit, it doesn't have a chance of breaking her concentration. Though, point of order, the one who is holding the portal on to Vincent's right, Remus's left, would have had to make concentration checks after getting damage before. So she took 12 and 13, so she just has to roll a 10. Let me roll, and she get advantage on that because she's a warcaster. Okay, 1d20. Okay, she holds the spell fine. Continue with your turn, Vincent.
Okay. Alright. I'm just gonna use another long sword attack.
That one definitely hits. Go ahead and roll some damage.
Alright. I am going to also expend a superiority die to do a trip.
Ooh.
To attempt to knock her down.
Okay.
Which means I add that to the damage roll. And she has to make a strength throw.
A strength saving throw. Okay.
And the superiority die is 1d10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So...
That's her strength save.
Oh, wow.
Surprisingly well. But go ahead and roll your damage. Okay. So 10 damage. Do you have any more attacks this turn, or is that all?
I think I have 3 attacks.
Yes, you do. Fighters.
Yes.
Okay.
So she doesn't beat it, right? My DC for that is 18. So she technically, so she beat.
She succeeds. So she doesn't have to fall.
All right, I'm gonna do the same thing.
Okay, go for it. Hits. Do your damage.
All right, and I'm gonna use another superiority die to try to trip her again.
Okay.
Wow, another 15.
She fails that, so she does stumble a good 15 feet through the air and almost crashes into the glass, but stops herself at the last moment. That is the way I make tripping while floating. Makes sense.
I fly towards her again, too.
Okay, to remain in range.
Yeah.
Okay. So, how much damage did you do? You did another 15. Okay, so she has to make another couple of concentration checks with advantage because she's a warcaster. Where was that? It was just the +1. Okay. Yeah. Your trip attack works better than you thought it would.
Yes.
And you watch as, at least for until she can get it back up, the middle portal of water closes.
a.
Nice.
It also does specifically
Nice work.
say that. Thank you. That if they do not fail it, then they are knocked prone. Or if they do, if they do fail it, then they're knocked prone.
Yes. I don't know.
But does that not apply while flying?
I'm trying to think of it. I think probably what happens is she crashes into that same ledge that you were standing on before, and kind of gets the wind knocked out of her. The color comes back to her eyes, and she is just glaring daggers up at you from where she's now laying prone on this ledge.
Cool.
Do you have any other things do you have any bonus action?
If I wanted to fly down and step on her, is that a bonus action? Just like land on top of her?
No. You'll be like you'll be within if we were playing on a hex grid, you'd be in the square next to her.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe I have any other bonus actions, so.
Okay.
That'll be.
Okay, all good. That means it is the enemy's turn, which means it is her turn. Okay. And
is that the worm enemies or the triumvirate enemies?
It is all the enemies going at once because I could not be bothered to roll that many.
Wow. Okay.
Here. One moment. Ha. Oh shoot. What level is gate? Oh boy.
I think they're just like trying to threaten the city, kind of threaten or kill people from the city. But I don't think it's like anything super specific.
Oh, dip.
That we know of.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. She uses half of her movement to stand up.
Yes.
You don't know what you're doing. I'll make sure.
You're not wrong.
I need you to make. She starts chanting underneath of her breath and kind of circles her hands around each other. Let's see, what save is this?
Don't forget to keep saying, what are you doing? Stop, stop. What are you doing? What are you doing? Stop, stop, stop.
You only, okay, you can cast one spell per turn because that's how combat works. So you can do that once. Message just doesn't just keep going. I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, alright.
DC is 18.
Oh, wow. Alright. I'm going to tap into my inner hairs, and I'm going to switch my and intelligence stats.
Smart move.
What does that mean for a saving throw? I still don't have that, correct?
Correct. So it would be basically like a strength check.
Okay. Come on. Okay.
So you take 8 psychic damage, and because you fail the save, your intelligence and charisma scores have been reduced to 1 as you become feeble-minded. You cannot cast spells, activate magic items, understand language, or communicate in any intelligible way.
Does wearing my mask include using a magical item?
If you were to activate it now, you would not have the strength of will to ever take it off again, probably. But you also don't have the intelligence to know that. So.
I try to say, joke's on you, I was already stupid. But I don't know if it comes out as actual words.
It comes out as like a broken moan / roar. It's like It's the cry of a beast that is, yeah. The creature can, however, identify its friends, follow them, and even protect them. At the end of every 30 days, the creature can repeat its saving throw against the spell. If it succeeds on
my
the saving
God.
throw, the spell ends. The spell can also be ended by greater restoration, heal, or wish.
Wow.
So, you
Rude.
made her mad. As a bonus action, she's a druid. She's going to wild shape. Hold on. Druid things. As a bonus action, she's going to wild shape into an earth elemental. And turn into basically, what's the thing? The Thing? It's called the Thing.
From Fantastic Four?
Yes.
Okay.
She's going to turn it into an earth elemental before you and just kind of balance on the ledge and go in your face, but she cannot attack this turn because she used her action to cast a spell. And that is the end of her turn. The other triumvirate member is focusing on keeping everything alive. The purple worms down below. One of them is in your grasp, Amun-Ra Ashoka. I'll say that your armor class is a solid 20. It's going to attack you. It's going to... What's it going to do?
Wait, what's attacking me?
The purple worm in your beak.
Oh, wait, in my beak?
Yeah.
I thought I ate it.
You did damage to it. It's a big worm. It's a long string of pasta. It's going to try to sting you. You have an armor class of 20.
These worms can sting?
Yeah. The armor class of 20, and it just got to 20. So you take, as your Amun-Ra form, you take 20 damage, and we're going to, for the purposes of this, your Amun-Ra form, you still have Ashoka's HP.
Okay.
In turning yourself into Amun-Ra. Gosh, dang it, these are words I have to say. Okay. If you take all of your, if you run out of HP as Ashoka, you go unconscious and you become Ashoka again.
Okay.
Yeah.
So say I lose all my HP, and I return back to Ashoka. Am I back to my normal Ashoka HP, or am I at the HP that I lost as Amun-Ra?
If you lose all your HP as Amun-Ra, when you get healed again, you heal it back as Ashoka. I think I may not be understanding your question. Can you repeat it for me?
So, like, say as Amun-Ra, I get down to like 0, and I turn back to Ashoka. Am I at 0, or am I back to 46?
You're at 0. That's what I'm saying. That you and Amun-Ra share the same HP.
Okay, so I just lost 20, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. I will say that Amun-Ra is very big, and for that alone has a +5 to the saving throw. So 1d20 + 5. DC 19 Constitution save.
1d20 + 5. Ah.
Okay. On a failed save, you take 12d6 poison damage.
Wait, I'm immune to poison.
As Amun-Ra?
No, as
Ashoka?
Yeah, purity of body.
Too bad you're Amun-Ra.
You can choose to use your purity to poison as Ashoka, but it will diminish your time as Amun-Ra overall. The more of Ashoka you lean on in the battle, like if you do it for a successive number of turns, you will eventually turn back into him.
Okay, so how much would I suffer if I took the poison?
43 points of damage.
14?
43. Look at the screen.
I don't have that amount, so I have to use purity of body.
Okay. Yay. Okay, I'm keeping a tally of how many turns you use Ashoka things on. Be aware of that.
Okay.
So that's what the purple worm does to you. The other purple worms attack some of the people down below. Let's see, what other enemies go on this turn? You see some people who were just coming out of the...
5 and dime.
Who are just coming out of the council chambers are fighting with each other in the street to a certain extent. Vorgana around you at this tallest dais. On one below, there seems to be like an impassioned fight going on between Bellman and this man with the super dark cloak who you haven't seen before, but they are just mad at each other. Bellman looks super beat up. This man with the dark cloak looks kind of okay, but also not the best. And he right now is just screaming at Kellen, at Bellman. There's got to be a better time for this. This is not. Just get over yourself, man. And yeah, that's happening. That will be the end of the enemy's turn. Darius, it's your go. You are 140 feet away from the center, but no, because she just fell. So you are 120 feet away from the one on the left, who there's now 4 tentacles coming out of the thing.
You mean it didn't even close?
The one in the center closed. The one on the left, the one with the kraken, partially starting to come out of it, is still up and running because the person over there is still keeping it up. What would you like to do? You are within 120 feet of that person.
So is that lightning bolt okay?
What's the range on it? Lightning bolt 5e. Oh wait, that's light crossbow. Lightning bolt. Self 100-foot line. You can use your movement of 60 feet with the carpet to get into range for it, and you can go ahead and do that. A stroke of lightning forming a line 100 feet long and 5 feet wide blasts out from a direction you choose. Each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw. Creature takes 8d6 lightning damage on a failed save. Okay, so we're gonna make a dexterity saving throw. Eight. That's bad. Let's lightning bolt. Okay, so she does not make it. The one holding the portal open on the left takes 8d6 damage, 8d6 lightning damage on a failed save, and half as much damage on a successful one. What level are you casting this at, Darius?
Let's see. How about 5?
So that would make it 10d6? Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead and roll 10d6 lightning damage for me.
Nice.
Oh.
Alright, so she's going to have to make a concentration check. It has to be at least a 15. Because otherwise, the gate above her closes. And you watch as, when it closes, the 4 tentacles of the Kraken that were sticking out of the gate
fall to the ground.
Land kind of in part of one of the broken windows and to part of the ground below. And Darius, the lightning bolt that like pushed her back, also ignited the tops of several trees behind her, just beyond the outside of Portwind's borders. So,
well, that's going to piss the wild people off.
Yeah. So that's your turn. I don't think you have a bonus action.
No, I'm going to say, I told you to stop. I told you to stop.
This triumvirate member looks very, very angry. But the amount of water inside of the building will now not decrease, but it's not increasing anymore. So that's good. Pam.
Yes.
You are running. I need you to perceive, and I need you to make another survival check.
Okay. Perceive. Okay. Survive. Yes.
Okay. So you're continuing on through this military hallway that you're realizing, and it's somewhat past. It takes you a while to find because now Rowan has fallen asleep, and you're like, I have to protect this precious halfling thief who I kind of hate, kind of love. Focusing on that. It's taking you a little while because you know at a certain point you're going to have to switch from the overall tunnel that curves around all of Portwind, you're now realizing, to a tunnel that was carved by some of the worms to go further north. And it's in the middle of doing this when you're just kind of running along the running along the northernmost wall. You do eventually find the tunnel as it breaks off. But as you're running and finally feeling rejoiced that you found this other northern tunnel, you watch as not like 5 feet away from your face, Vincent just shoots through the ground, reaches for you briefly, and then is gone. And then, like, what feels like a moment later for you, because you're just kind of standing there dumbfounded for a second, you watch as this beanstalk just kind of grows back into the ground, leaving a 3-foot diameter hole 5 feet away from you to the north.
Okay. So is it above me, or can I just go through it?
Make a dexterity check to try and squeeze, because it's still only 3 feet.
Okay.
And you'd have to leave Rowan and the cart there.
Yeah. Okay. Dexterity save?
Check.
Check, okay.
Yeah.
And then +5.
No. If it's a check, it's not the +5.
No? Oh, it's just a saving throw, so you're right.
It'll take you the whole rest of the turn, but you're able to kind of get the shoulders and the horns past. But then you are up on the ground, and you can look up and see all this absolutely wild stuff that's going on.
Okay, so I can't use any bonus action?
What bonus action would you like to try to use?
Depends on how far away Vincent is.
It's pretty far. It's up the entirety of the building, which is, gosh dang. How tall would this be? Hold on, let me Google something.
Also, can you also just explain to me what it is I'm seeing in its entirety?
In its entirety. You are seeing the curved backside of the council building. Due to the amount of time it took you to get here, you are there and you're kind of watching as as the portal in the middle closed, and then you're still trying to kind of figure out what's going on by the time that the next 6 seconds round of combat has passed and the second portal on the right closes. You can see kind of that a figure way up there is interacting with another figure way up there. Make a perception check for me.
Okay.
It's pretty hard to see because, like, this is 300 feet tall, y'all.
Okay.
There's, like, broken glass. This side of it is smooth. You're, like, just inside the last wall between Portwind and the wilds to the north, and then the border to Savine and Castrain. You saw down below that roughly here is where, like, you know, however many feet below this, there's cannons stacked up if they ever need to go to sudden war. Like, it's all kinds of stuff. And right now you're staring at a 300 tall smooth brick surface with somebody that's probably Vincent up there fighting some people who are floating, and then tentacles. There's like a tentacle to your right now. It's like 20 feet away. That's where it landed, and you're like, okay, this is a situation.
Okay, so there's no sort of bonus action I can do for spells, but what kind of bonus action could I do? Could I say something?
You can say something, but someone may not be close enough to hear you, but that's okay. You can still try, and you can do a performance action to see if you can, like, yell.
It's nothing like that. I'm just going to tell Jacques and Sneck to watch over Rowan.
Okay. That is 100% something you can do.
Okay.
I won't even make you roll for animal handling. Yes. One of them will convince the other. Rowan is watched over. You are properly in the fight, but 300 feet down now. And with that being the end of your turn, it is now the helpful NPC's turn. Helpful NPCs come through. Let's see. Who's helpful? Ashoka, near you, the purple worm in your mouth, someone below is going to see that they are being a scourge on you. And, that's 13. Bad.
What does that mean?
You watch an arrow pierce the hide of this, hold on a second, of this purple worm monstrosity. And then you,
I'm like, Ramus!
You hear from somewhere a little bit far off, you hear someone go, Remus, is it? And then you see kind of sprint in from the side, clothes torn, slightly bloody, haven't seen him in quite a bit. The old man, you see Olron.
Yay!
Nice.
Olron! Woo!
Come charging in. Let me double check the purple worm that this was, because he just took a hit. Okay, so I have made a mess of absolutely all of my tabs. Please forgive me. A 1d8 plus 8 for his longbow.
So at this time, can I say, Iris, I see Olron?
Not quite yet, because it's not your turn. But on your turn, you can make a perception check to see if you see him. It'll be easier when he's in the bright glow of Amun-Ra's existence. As a bonus action, he's going to cast Hunter's Mark, and he's smart and would know to do that beforehand. Adds an extra d6 of damage, because ranger things. Does another 2 damage. Not nothing. And then he's going to... Oh. He got actions in combat. Attack, improvise. Okay, that's all he's going to do with this turn, but you can see him now, and he has done damage to this purple worm. Who else is helpful? Who else helps you guys on this turn? Let's see. Not
Remus.
Remus. Where is my Remus character sheet? There he is. Okay, he is going to, seeing that the portals are closed, he's going to look around. He's also going to take 2 attacks at... the purple worm. Let's see. That is a plus 8. And this won't be disadvantaged this time because I'm pretty sure he's within range. Or did he move off the... He's going to use his movement to... He has to make an acrobatics check to get off of the flying carpet, try to land on part of the roof of the council buildings so he can be within range without having to get disadvantage on things. So that's a plus 2. Let's call this a DC 15. Okay, sweet. He doesn't hurt himself in his old bones. 1d20 plus 8.
He's done it a million times.
He's done it a million times, just like the old days. So these are his 2 arrows towards the purple worm. Do either of those hit? No, neither of them do. Remus! Both of them just go wide. So that didn't help as much. Let's see. Maud, are you gonna do anything, lady? Can you do anything? Oh gosh, she is.
I thought she was still hiding.
She is kind of hiding behind you now. She was hiding behind Remus, and then he catapulted himself off the carpet, and she made a noise of distress, and is now hiding behind you. Let's see.
It's okay. I put my arm across her like the seatbelt when you stop.
Yeah, you do the mom thing.
You okay?
So she is doing her best.
Don't forget Ramu.
Ramu inside. What are you doing, Ramu? What's that? Okay.
Is he gonna take care of or straighten out the argument between Bellman and the black-hooded guy?
what he's actually going to do is gracious Ramu, you insane man. He's gonna roll an Eldritch Blast on the man. Actually, I'm gonna roll to see who he's shooting at. 1 is Bellman, 2 is Kellen. He's shooting at Bellman. He didn't have that much personal attachment to him. He doesn't know. He's going to cast Eldritch Blast on Bellman. That will definitely hit poor old Bellman. 1d10 damage. But the bigger thing with that is that when he crits a creature with an attack, he can use this feature to instantly transport the target through the lower planes. At the end of your next turn, the target returns to the space previously occupied or the nearest unoccupied space. If it's not a fiend, it takes 10d10 psychic damage. So he's going to send Bellman to hell for a round. So for now, Vorgana, you're the one who sees this. He sends a blast of purple-black energy out of his hand, and then Bellman just, like, fizzles in flame and is gone, and Ramu kind of, no! Well, that was entirely too much. What were you doing, Kellen? That was so overdramatic. I don't care. I just want to get out of here. And then he starts to calmly walk down the dais.
Is Ramu the bad guy?
Ramu, he's on your guy's side. He just does not. You're not sure. You haven't interacted with him much. He's Vincent's guy. He's Darius's guy.
Yeah. He blew up Bellman.
Yeah, you just watch Bellman disintegrate to ash. And as far as Vorgana knows, that's like permanent.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. So that's Ramu's turn. Let's see. Am I forgetting anyone? Somewhere Kasha is fighting someone. Somewhere Iris is doing something. Somewhere Ronnie. Oh, Ronnie.
Ronnie.
Yeah. So those are all the helpful NPCs' turns. Ashoka. It's your turn. You are being helped to fight this purple worm in your grasp. What would you like to do?
Okay.
I thought you were eating it.
You know, I thought that too, but now that I know these things can sting, I'm kind of against that idea.
Yeah.
So instead, I'm gonna just try to like put it on the ground and just step on it.
Okay.
Let's just bite the head off of it.
I don't know what the end of the head is, and
have you guys played in D&D combat before? Have you heard of it?
No.
I know you have, Harrison. Dude, oh, you've never fought a purple worm before? How'd you meet Bellman?
This is my first time.
That's for you. That's fair.
Very true statement.
Yeah. For you, everyone else has no excuse. Ashoka, if you want to try to wrestle it to the ground as Amun-Ra, it'll be a contested strength check, and then to do a stomp attack, it'll still just be like a brute force attack that'll do it damage. It will not be able to, like, depending on how much damage you do, it's not guaranteed to kill it in one turn.
Okay. How about instead I use it as a weapon against the other worms?
You still have to do contested strength check to try and like grapple it, and then use it as a whip? Question mark.
More so just like slap it against the other, like a flail.
You
A
can
medieval flail.
You can certainly try. However, may not have the best reaction while it's still alive. It still has
That's true. I should just kill this one.
A flurry of blows with a purple worm.
I can't, that's too much of an Ashoka move, and I'll lose my giantness. I just got to use my giant strength.
Do you love the consequences I've given you to deal with?
You're a monster. Okay, I'm gonna just use my giantness to try and wrestle with it.
You're just gonna try to stomp on it?
Yeah, it's just a worm. What strength could it have against the Titan?
Okay. Go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 10 for your strength check.
Yeah.
And I'm going to roll 1d20 plus 9 for a strength check.
No! Ah!
Okay, so you still successfully grapple it to the ground, so it is grappled. And then, let me make sure. And then, go ahead and make, I will call this a, go ahead and roll 1d20 plus 17. I'll definitely hit. Go ahead and roll 3d6 plus 10 bludgeoning damage.
Wow.
3d6 plus 10?
Yes. 23. Not bad. Not bad at all. Bim bim. 23. Okay. It is also grappled and restrained. Which basically means that it can't move away from you. Until the grapple ends, the target is restrained. So that's your attack. Would you like to move at all or try to use a bonus action?
Can I... So what's everybody else doing around me? Who's around me that can... Nah, it's gonna take too long. Can I move to where my, like, I can just, like, sit on it with my knees so I can just try and crush it?
You can make an attempt to. It may be difficult with A, the spiky ground, B, the drowning things happening, C, the amount of people. You can make an attempt at it, but it will still be a roll, and if you do not succeed, some other people or things make it hurt, or you may do yourself damage. Consequences.
Amon-Ra has decided to leave.
What does that mean?
So I can avoid damage. I'm going home.
I decided to stop playing your game. I care too much, and now it's upsetting me.
I think so. Okay, so basically, right now, I just have a strong grasp on this worm. Correct?
You've got like your hand and a foot up against, like, keeping it pushed to the ground.
Okay. Can I just start like pecking at it to eat it?
I'll call that as a bonus action intimidate move on the worm. Go ahead and roll.
Intimidate a worm.
1d20 plus 5. If you're trying to like convince it to stop hurting you, I guess.
I'm trying to just eat it. As Amon-Ra, I have that appetite, so I can like, you know what, I can eat it to survive.
I understand. However, eating it would be a bite attack, and you already took an attack action.
Okay. Well, I'll just intimidate it then.
Okay. You got the feeling that if purple worms have emotions or a sense of fear, this one has been inspired with such emotions.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now I'm just like, yeah, I got a scared worm now.
Okay, and that is the end of Ashoka's turn. It is Gregnet's turn.
Hello.
It's still, if you're going to walk the whole way around the wall from where you started, on the, oh gosh, sorry. On the whole, the wall to get to the back of it is probably 80 feet, so you've walked 30 feet, so you have 50 feet more to go, unless you'd like to do something else. Now you're walking around the back of the other buildings here, like the place where they keep the beasts that you guys visited before, and some of the other smaller council buildings where council members live, versus the like main meeting hall for the refresh, which is being destroyed. What would you like to do?
I need to get over there more efficiently. Is there any way I can get the carpet rider's attention?
Make a perception. Well, what do we do?
I make a performance check so I can get their attention.
Sure. It'll be pretty gosh dang hard in the middle of a battle with but you can give it a shot. If you get a 20.
Okay.
Gosh, wait. Gregnut has to have stats for this to work. How did you do this to me? Performance is based on charisma. Gregnut is not charismatic. Roll 1d20 -3. Also, please write down that Gregnut's charisma is -3.
-3?
No.
You've never felt smaller or more unheard in your life. Not even the bright voice comes to you.
Well then. Okay, can I make a perception check?
Sure. What are you attempting to perceive?
To see who can use the most help around me.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
Where were you, 21?
Where were you, 21? You can perceive from everything going on around you that the people who probably need your help the most are more than likely the common folk on the ground who are, drowning and being hurt by either the infighting between, whatever factions have suddenly arisen or were already there, and, spikes and purple worms. Probably just the individual people are going to have the hardest time getting out of this. Because right now they kind of look like ants that are about to get washed down a drain, or like in the rain.
I don't know if I can help that. You know what? I'm just gonna keep walking.
Okay, you keep walking the other 30 feet, and then at the end of that turn, you will have 20 feet to get to 100% the back of the thing. So you're just kind of.
He's still heading in the direction of the sure, what is it called?
The bestiary?
The three people?
Oh, the triumvirate where he last saw them?
Yes.
Okay, so he's still following the wall that curves around to the back of the city council building. Okay. Okay.
It's the most metal turn.
Dorknut. Okay. Let's see. At the end of Gregnut's turn, this is a sentence you've made me say. Medium NPCs get to go. So, medium NPCs. Some people are doing their best. I'm going to roll 3 checks to see whether or not people are able to make it out of the water. Well, that's bad. That's better. Okay. So, some of the people are managing to make it out. By and large, the people that were given a guiding light from Ashoka earlier are managing to at least find their way past the first row of purple worms and are trying to make it to the docks or somewhere, but past the city center wall, it's kind of a scatter. The general direction is towards the docks, but even then, they're so far away. That's such a far distance for, it's like going from the inner city to the beach edge in San Diego. So it's quite a bit. It's rough, but they're doing the best that they can. The folks that rolled a 1, no dice. An 8. Yeah. Yeah. Medium NPCs. And after all this, Vorgana, you are standing in a broken temple, essentially. Not a temple, a political house, but
Can I still see Harrison, or
you can see kind of his shadow on the ledge up top. You could see that someone else, a woman with red hair, stood up in front of him and thrust her hand out at him, and then his face went kind of slack after that.
Is there any way for me to get up there?
Not in a way that you can understand as Vorgana. But you're not just Vorgana, are you?
I'm not. I'm Rock Vorgana.
Okay.
I mean, I could try and so there's no any. If I look around, if I scan around,
make a perception
there's nothing
check.
I can see that I could do. Okay. Goodness, please. Ugh.
So there's not a ton around. A lot of the stuff that is around looks like maybe you could have time to hobble something together if you had the time. Like, part of the interior framing of one of the 7 stained glass windows above is near you, and you could maybe fashion something out of that. But A, it's still partially covered in broken glass. B, you're not sure if it would be long enough or strong enough to hold your weight, particularly since, as you are right now, you're made out of stone. It's... You could give it a shot.
Made out of dirt.
Dirt, clay, stone. Some wood, some grass.
I'm made out of the earth.
Yeah.
And
you also
okay.
did just see your good friend Vincent's best mentor buddy Ramu turn someone into ash. Yeah.
I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna get to that fool later, and then I can. Do you think that the lady could hear me?
If you shout hard enough, like if you give a
Yes.
performance check of at least a 10, I'm sure she could.
Oh god. All right, I guess I'm gonna go for it. Let me just roll first. Okay.
Gotcha.
No.
All right. I say, "Oi!"
Her head swings over towards you.
I say, "Pick on someone your own size." And then I puff out my chest.
Are you trying to intimidate her?
Sure.
Go ahead and make an intimidation check.
Come on. No.
That is a natural one. No. She appears barely phased. Her eyes are starting to go wide again as her head turns back towards Vincent. Vorgana, as you stand there just kind of desperate for something to happen, let's see. I'm going to... What am I going to roll? Okay. Huh. As you're standing there waiting for something to happen, just kind of hoping to get something to climb, just because you need to help Vincent, you need to help your friends, you don't know what's going on. You get the impulse. There's like a sudden smell in the air. This kind of like, you know how it's kind of a stinging smell after there's a fresh rain in like the spring, and it kind of stings your nose, but it's good.
Yeah.
You smell that, and then you glance over your shoulder, and as Ramu and this man in the black cloak are like slowly descending the outside of this the outside of these raised daises, looking down further in and seeing all the people that have like been pushed away by the water, seeing the like chairs and the fancy table that have been set up here for the refresh, whatever, all that blown away by this, this entrance of nature and water and, power. You actually like glance down to the side. You can see that in part of the water that had rushed out the front of this council, a thing you recognize as an aboleth had flown through the gate into the water elemental plane. But all of that is not important, because right now, in the center of this dais, rapidly growing, is a tree. A tree with bark that looks as though it's been similar to the body that you wear right now. Looks as though it's been infused with stone and clay and a little bit of metal. And you can, as you turn around to glance at it, you can hear as it grows, not only up, pushing up and up and up the more you look, it's starting to grow down. Already its roots are spreading and cracking the dais that was the center of the power structures of this former place, and it's pushing down and down and down, almost faster than Ramu and Callan are running. out of this place. This thing is starting to grow, and you're watching the blessing take shape, but it's taking time, and that is as much as you can see on this turn.
Okay, I can't do anything else.
Do you have a bonus action or movement you would like to do? You didn't even really do an action. You did some cool talking stuff, and I wanted to let you know what the pothead did. But go ahead.
I didn't... Well, I want to see what's going on with this, but I also want to make sure that do I know what Ramul looks like? Can I get a mental image in my head so I can go fight him later?
You 100% do know what Ramu looks like. You've been enough around him, being with Vincent. Vincent has probably sketched him for you.
Okay, so I guess with my bonus action, I say to Ramu and Callus, I'm like, you can run, but you can't hide, fuckers.
And the Ramu is like, what? We're gonna. We're like, what?
All right, that's it.
That's all. That's all? Okay, that's wonderful. Okay. So with this, I have a question for you guys. I know it's in the middle of a big fight. Would you want to stop here and pick up next time we're able to meet, so that we can finish it out good and not have to rush?
Yeah, I think I do.
Okay.
That way,
Whose turn is it next?
This was at the end of the turn order, so the next turn would be Vincent. Here, I will take a screenshot of the turn order and post it in the chat so everyone can see.
Okay, I'm done with that.
Yeah, we can make this 3 sessions.
Yeah.
Remember when I thought the refresh was going to be 1 session? You guys remember that?
Yeah. And then we had 4 sessions for the dawn of the refresh.
I'm also sending my enemies' current health scores, so I remember to fill out next time.
Okay.
Greg Nuts Beans notepad.
Yep. Listen, this is all y'all's doing, and it's wonderful.
I love it.
I love it so much. Okay, guys. I don't know when we're gonna be able to meet next with the oncoming of the holidays. Hopefully, in the future, not only will we have our wonderful cast, we'll see if we can get Rowan back.
You can see if Cece wants to do a character.
Yeah.
No? Okay, never mind.
No, not a chance.
Oh.
Tell her about.
I think she's just shy.
That's fine. If we do a session in person when you get, I don't know. Well, it's been so.
We'll be there until the 3rd.
Okay.
If you're back.
We're not back until the 6th. Well, it's so stupid busy, but it's the holidays. But nevertheless, this game will still be here whenever we're good to come back to it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, with that being said, darlings and dears of the internet, my friends and my friends and my friends, I love you all very much. Would you guys like to do your very special sign-off?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Okay. Who would like to start?
5, 4,
3,
2, 1.
And
Good night, everybody. We love you all very much.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys. See you next time.